Good morning. Oh, it's not even morning anymore, is it? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon if you're on the East Coast of the US. All right, so we're going to do our mic
Or further
check.
east.
And I think this time it should work because we spent a lot of time. Hey, Michelle Cordovi, first time in chat. What's up, CBD,
Yeah.
CBID2? Hey there. What's up, Emma? Emma's in the house.
Yay, welcome.
All right, so can you hear us? Can you hear Dorlin? Can you hear me? We want to make sure.
And are we at the same levels? Is one of us louder than the other?
All right. So Michelle said yes. Emma said yes. All right. How are our levels? Is any one of us higher or lower than the other? Africa is a little clearer and louder. That is because I have a new microphone and I'm very excited about it. I have the upgraded version of Dorland's microphone, which is the one we both had. Dorland might get a new microphone. We'll see. Dorland, maybe bring the microphone a little closer to you because I have you all the way up pretty much.
Let me bring me closer. I might be able to turn the mic up too. I think I accidentally adjusted its volume when I was putting it away the other day.
I think just moving it that little bit, I can hear you a little bit clear as well. But I can turn my mic
Okay.
down personally because it's probably a little loud anyway. All right, how's this? I turned it down a little bit more, and the mic is right in front of my
And
face. So,
and I have scooted closer.
Liz said, "Hi everyone, just partially dislocated sublux scapula shoulder blade from spine, so we'll be quiet today. Life with hypermobile Ethers Daniels syndrome." Oh, I'm sorry, Liz.
Oh, sorry about that. Good to have you listening.
C
You
CBID
deserve a day
two.
of just listening.
I know, right? You're always in the chat being super helpful with for us. CB Bid said, "LOL, is that an ad talking about your microphone?" You know what? Fifine needs to pay me yesterday because man, I tried two of their microphones and I have been bigging them up. Send me some money, Fifine. Okay, sponsor us. Sponsor the Web Accessibility Study Group. All right, so I think we are pretty much, I'm guessing, at the same level. I've turned myself down and turned Dorlin all the way up. Maybe when we both have the same microphone, it'll be a little easier. But as long as you can hear us and I'm not too loud, we'll go ahead and get started. So just let me know. I want to make sure that this is a
Yeah.
good experience, especially when we upload it.
Yeah. And I do still have adjustments I could make, I think, on my mic. I don't understand this thing still. But
Something just happened. I don't
let
even
me
know what
see.
happened. What does it say? Mad Campos just followed. Thank you, Mad Campos. All right. The next thing
Welcome.
I need to do, I forgot about, is to turn the stream closed captioner on. So remember, we have closed captions, but I have to like do something extra to turn it on, and I always forget, and it reminds me. So I don't really remember how to do it. Is the problem? Let's see if it tells me where to go. Meh, I don't know where to go. We'll figure that one out when we have a little break. No, I accidentally got rid of my chat in the dock. Let's see if I can add it again. Trying to fix that. Um, I think I might have to do something that requires a little bit more brain power to put that in there, which is sad. Chat? There it is. All right, my chat's back. I'm going to read all the chat messages while it populates, and then we're going to get into it. Mad Campo said,
Cool.
"Hi, everyone." Liz said, when it, I saw it pop up on our thing, but Liz said, "FYI, this is one reason Keyboard Alley equals important. Mad Campos equals friend Marco." Oh, what's up, Marco?
Oh,
Emma said, "We
cool.
have good levels now." All right, cool. That means we're ready to go. Yay!
Yay. Thanks
All
for your help,
right.
guys.
Appreciate it. Didn't take too long this time. All righty. Today, we are doing Semantic HTML Part 2. We're very excited to be doing this because we already did part one. In part one, we kind of learned a little bit of the background of what we need to do when we're creating a semantic HTML page. We didn't get into CSS at all. We didn't get into JavaScript at all. We're just talking about the bare bone structure of your pages. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of announcements, some shout outs, and then we're going to do some space repetition, which is our review, going over some questions about what we learned last time. And then Dorlin's going to take over and she's going to do a demo, a Code Academy demo that shows how to create a semantic HTML structured page. And she's also going to show us how she does that using assistive technology through JAWS, her screen reader. So, pretty excited about that. If you haven't seen that yet, it's really cool to see assistive technology in the works. So, we have some new people here. So, I want to give you some of a kind of how we're structuring and what we do during the stream. You'll notice that I read all of the comments in the chat one by one so that Dorlin can hear what everyone is saying. We haven't quite figured out how to use assistive technology or any of the extra tech tools to have chat read out. And I feel like that would also just be it would be a lot to do.
Yeah, we couldn't time it. I like you reading the chats too, and it makes it accessible to those who also can't see the screen who are listening along, or if you're listening on YouTube later and aren't watching the screen because you're doing whatever.
Yep.
It's
What's
nice.
up, Tanya Bernhardt? Tanya said, "Good day, everyone." All right, so let's
Hello.
get into some of these announcements. All right, so let's talk about Slack a little bit. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we have transitioned over to Slack away from Discord. The reason being, Discord is a little overwhelming. There's a lot going on Discord. We liked how structured and easy it was to use assistive technology on Slack. But if you're here and you have any thoughts on Slack, let us know. Do you like it better than Discord? Are you finding it easier to find stuff? We're just curious. Another thing between Dorlin and I, talking about accessibility and all of these different tools that we have to use, especially when it comes to uh, creating a community and streaming specifically, we're finding that we're using Discord a lot more now that we've transitioned away from it. Ironically, we're actually using Discord right now to stream. So Dorlin's on Discord. She's able to get into Discord, turn her camera on, turn her microphone on, and all those good things by herself. We were using Video Ninja before, and we found that with screen readers, we were having a little bit of issues, and I had to use Zoom to take over her computer and click on buttons in order to use that. So we are super happy about that. Um,
Yeah. And with Discord, I can share my screen and my sound. We weren't able to share the sound through Video Ninja when we were trying to do the screen shares. So this is working out really well on a couple of levels.
right. So shout out to Discord for at least doing the bare minimum and allowing people with assistive technology to kind of navigate, specifically for screen readers. All right. So the next thing we wanted to talk about are roast sessions. So if you've been around a while with us, you know that we love a good roast. We roast with love, with the expectation of maybe we're helping out and teaching someone what to do for accessibility, but it's a roast session at the end of the day. So we're going to bring back roast sessions. We'll tell you when we're doing them. But what we'd like you all to do is if you find any websites that you would like us to roast on Slack, we created a new channel like 5 minutes ago that's called Websites to Roast. So you can put your own projects in there. If it's your own project, just let us know because we do roast uh, our community's websites, but when we don't really roast them, we just kind of go in on them, but like help you out and let you know what you should change. And we do it in a really nice way. We're not literally going to roast you, but for all of the other companies, especially if it's like a really big company or website, like let's say, for example, Target, or you know what I mean, like a really big company that can afford an accessibility team, we're going to go in on them with a little bit of love, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of honey, but mostly some roasting. So if you need Slack, the link for Slack, let us know and we'll throw it in the chat. If you're not a part of Slack, you're missing out because that's where we all gather. It's a really good time.
Hmm. And I think the
Roast and
barriers
review.
to entry on Slack are kind of low or barriers to entry on Slack are kind of low compared to some of the other things we've tried to use. So get in there,
Right.
give it a
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Discord was definitely it's kind of like a professional level trying to get through
Woo.
that one. All right. Let's talk about, well, I was going to talk a little bit about an accessibility course that I am creating right now. Just to throw it out there, I'd like to create a small group for it, but we'll talk about that another time. I'll also be writing some accessibility blog articles that I'll be sharing. We'll talk about that more another time too. The last thing we wanted to talk about is next month's schedule. So next month I will be on vacation. I'm going to Morocco. My first time in Africa, even though my name's Africa, which is wild. So I was like, obviously, I need to go to Africa. If my name's Africa, and everyone asks me if I've been, and I always say no. So I'm excited about that. Next month, we'll be streaming on the first week, the first Thursday, and the fourth Thursday. So just put it in your mind. First and fourth, those are the times that we'll be streaming on Thursday. All right, let's get into shout outs. Shout outs, because we love our community. We wanted to highlight a couple people who have been super helpful with getting us where we are today. So I wanted to shout out Jay on Twitter. They're Latina Jebs on Twitter. They're always reposting our stuff and telling everyone about us. So thank you for that. We wanted to shout out Xerxes. For anybody who doesn't know who Xerxes is a software developer. Am I saying it right? Xerxiax?
Zer- Xerxiax. Yes, there you got it.
Xerxiax.
Yes.
Xerxiax is a developer. He uses assistive technology, screen readers to do gaming on Twitch. And if you want to find him on Twitch, it's Xerxiax at Xerxiax right here. Zersiax. Very cool. They also helped us with figuring out how to do accessible streaming, which if you can imagine, is kind of hard. And they're the ones who put us on using Discord. Liz, thank you for all the resources. Always going to big you up. Robo, I don't think Robo is on today, but Robo comes to all of our streams and always helps us out in the comments with help with anything web development related. Kathy, I don't think Kathy's here today, but Kathy has always been super helpful and they're carrying the torch forward on the front end queens, which used to be women who code front end. So we wanted to give them a shout out for that. And then shout out to everyone who participates in the chat. Your what helps, I think everyone participate and grow and learn, especially when we're asking questions. It's super nice to have everyone in the chat. All right,
Yep.
YouTube
Yay, study group.
celebration. Liz said Xerxiax equals Florin in real life on LinkedIn if you want to find them there. YouTube
Okay.
celebration. Well, I'm not going to get too far into it, but we got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and we're super excited about it. That means more people will find us and learn about making their pages more accessible, and that helps everyone. So inclusivity in online, we love it. So thank you for subscribing to us. We're super, super happy to have you. All right.
Yay.
I think we're ready to get started.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
this is what we're going to do first. We're going to do a semantic HTML review. So if you haven't been here for the last stream, that's fine. Let's just think about it. Maybe you'll be wrong if you answer in the chat, or maybe you'll be right. Either way, we're all going to learn something new or review something. So that's great. All right. So hopefully there'll be some people in the chat who will help us out by answering these. If not, me and Dorlin will answer them. Okay. So this is a review from last time we talked about it. What version of HTML are we on now? Michelle Cordovi said 5. Emma said
Mm.
5. Tanya said 5. Oh yeah, a missing shout out. Shout out to Emma for helping us out with our mic check yesterday cuz that was very huge for us. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
that's why today went so smoothly so far. Thank you,
That's why
Emma.
we were actually on time today, okay? Emma put a nice little heart in there for us. Thanks, Emma. All right, what are
Aw.
some semantic HTML tags? Just throw them in there. Put the tags in. Semantic HTML tags. Michelle Cordovi said main. Yep. Nav, Tanya. Yep. Michelle said aside. Tanya said H1 through H6. Yes. Mad Campo said article, header, footer. Absolutely. Did we miss any, Dorlin?
Lots, right? Like button, link, table. Aren't all those semantic as well? You know, they're telling me what it is. You're not using a div to create a button or something. So,
Exactly. So most things
lot,
that are native are semantic. It's
yes.
using divs and then assigning them roles or making them do something in a roundabout way that makes it not semantic. Tanya said A. Yes, A is semantic.
There we go. There's our link, our anchor tag.
Yup. Okay, so when structuring an accessible page, what should we consider? And I know that this is ambiguous and kind of, not all that not all that detailed of a question, so that means you can literally say anything, but I want you to think about it. So Tanya said hierarchy question mark.
Mm.
Hierarchy. Yeah, I mean kind of,
That's
right?
good. Yeah, a good heading structure hierarchy where you've got one H1 at the top, and those are followed by H2s at the next main level. And then H3 would be underneath H2s if there was another section. So, yeah, having a good hierarchy is a big one, I think, for structuring a good page with HTML or just structuring a good page.
Michelle Cordovi said level of importance of info question mark. Yeah.
There you go. That's the same
Mhm.
thing there with the
Pretty
hierarchy.
much. Mhm.
Yeah,
What's another thing
I
that you
think
can
of
think of, Dorlin?
using your semantic regions, giving it, having the nav, the main region, the footer. That way I can also easily skip between those sorts of regions. I think that gives you a really good structure.
Mad
Certainly
Campo said,
thinking of, oh, go ahead.
no, no, go. Certainly
I was
thinking
going
of,
to of what you need your page to do in terms of, like links versus buttons or unstructured versus structured lists, thinking
mm,
about what the appropriate tag is to use for your information.
Mad Campo said the information structure of the page slash app and how the information flows. Yep, because that's part of HTML. You're putting your whole skeleton together. Michelle asked, "Is section a semantic tag?" So to me, my understanding is section is I it's something they gave us, but it's not something that a screen reader necessarily reads as a thing that like I was recently reading about this and I don't want to say what I'm saying wrong. So, what do you think, Dorlin?
I think that's a hard one. I mean, I
Yeah.
think the chat might have a better answer. I think it probably technically is because it says section. I will be, if I'm arrowing down through a page, oftentimes I will hear a section announced, like the beginning of a section announced. I don't know of a quick key built in to jump by section. I might bring up a list of JAWS elements on a page though and see if they list section real quick while you see what else is in the chat.
Yeah, so Emma, who is our resident
Yeah.
accessibility expert, real talk, and also a web developer, they
Yeah.
said technically yes, but it gets overused, so screen readers tend to silence it. It needs a name to be announced. So you can add a name to sections. Sections are better than divs, but when using them, just be mindful of how and why you're using them and whether or not something else can be used. I think you can create sections, but they're only as useful as like what you place in them and how you define them. Liz said semantic HTML resources, Crazy Cat's Coffee Alley project. Uh, they put the link crazycatscoffee.com and then put section helps with making code accessible to read. And then Mad Campo said from the MDM docs, it says section has a default role of generic. And they put
Ooh.
a link there for that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Default. Interesting. Cool.
All right. So, should every page have a unique title? This is a yes or no question. Tanya said yes. Mad Campos, yes.
Yes, pretty please.
Liz said why? Yes. All right. The answer is yes. Please, please title all of your pages and make them
It
unique.
makes it makes it so much easier for those of us using assistive technology with way too many windows open as we're tabbing through
Why?
them to figure out where they are. Because each time I land on a new window, if I'm using Alt Tab, which is a Windows command to tab through your or toggle through your open windows, each time I land on one, it's going to read me the title if it's programmed in there correctly. And then I know where it is and I know if that's the one I want to stop on or if I want to keep going and find something else. Also, if I've left my computer for a while and I sit back down, my first instinct is to hit the command to read the page title to me so I just know where I am.
Super helpful. All
Hmm.
right. Can I have more than one H1 or H2?
Can or should?
Hmm. Let's see what the chat says. It's a good question. Can or should? Michelle said, I don't think you should. Why? Why shouldn't you have more than one H? Are you talking about H1 or H2s? But then they said, but you literally can. Yeah. You don't think you should for which one?
Yeah, you
Tanya
could
said,
have. Go ahead.
oh, Tanya just said H2, you can.
And probably should. Well, depending on the structure of your page, right?
Michelle said, because H1 implies that it's the most important piece of info on the page. Right. H1 is like kind of like our title, but it's the main, like whatever the main idea is at the top. You should not have more than one, but you can. It's possible. It'll let you do a lot of things you're not supposed to do. And
Hmm.
it's not like a hard fast rule, but it is kind of confusing if you have more than one H1 because you're like, well, what is the main topic actually? H2s you can have more than one H2, and you should probably if you have more than one subtopic under that H1. Mad Campbell said about section the ARIA authoring practicing practices guide also confirms that a section can have a role of region. Sorry for the delay, was searching for the link. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
hmm Liz said
Region.
only time should H1 equal to is when a modal covers a page, right? If you have something pop up, it may have its own H1 and then under it there may be another H1 for that page. Um
But then my focus should be restricted to that modal, and there would only be one H1 available
true,
to me there.
true,
So,
true.
but yeah,
Matt Compo said H1 should convey the main topic of the page. No, exactly. It should. It should convey the main topic of the page, and we're assuming that there's not going to be more than one main topic because then it wouldn't really be a main topic if there's more than one, right? I don't know, but in general, it's good to remember H1 only one, then the rest fall where they
Ooh.
may.
Oh, I like that. H1 only one.
All
There
right.
can
What's it?
be only one.
There can.
Sorry.
Hopefully.
Well, no,
Jeez.
there should be only one. A little different Highlander. All right.
All right, here goes one of my favorites. What is the difference between a link and a button?
Fun.
A link and a button. I know y'all know this one. Someone has
Oh,
the
you want me
answer.
to take?
No, no. Someone must answer this. Tanya said a link opens a new page. True. What does a button do?
It could go to you could have a same page link though too.
Yeah, true. A link kind of takes you somewhere, whether that be a new page, a new tab, a new window, or somewhere within the page. Uh, Michelle said, would a link be more of a text hyperlink and a button is more interactive? It's an interesting way to put that. Um, what do you mean by a button is more interactive? Because maybe. Emma Dawson said, a link should take you somewhere. A button performs an action. That is as succinct as it gets, I'd say. Liz Ginger said, "Button does something. Pressing my buttons. LOL." That's also a good way to put it. Um, yeah, those are all right. What's the difference between a layout table and a data table? Tanya also said buttons opens submits a form. Yeah, buttons will kind of do something within the page that you're already on. It's not really going to take you off the page. It's going to activate something, maybe. But what's the difference between a layout table and a data table? And why does it matter? Why do we care? I will circle back to links and buttons while you put this in the chat to say the reason we care about the difference between a link and a button is because often we style buttons as links or we style links as buttons, and that is extremely confusing for the user, especially a user who may be using assistive technology to find all the buttons by pressing B on their keyboard or find all the links by pressing A on the keyboard. If I can't find all my links because one is it or UL? I don't know. No, that's
Jaws
list.
is U is for unvisited link, V is for visited link, but you can also bring up a list of all the links.
Right.
And so if you're expecting, okay, I know I came across this piece of information, it was going to take me to this page, it was probably a link, but it was actually coded as a button, you might be confused not to find it there. I use this example on our little, I don't know, stumble stream the other day where I had found something on a website that said, to view release notes or something, click the button below. And so to me, that says I should go look for a button, but it was actually a link, coded as a link. And so
Mm-hmm.
those instructions were kind of confusing, and it doesn't make for quick navigation for sure.
Right. All right. Let's see what everyone says. Liz said, "Hey, Wolven, what's up?"
Mhm.
Uh, Mad Campo said, "Do not use table for layouts." Yes. So they're saying table with the greater and less than sign. So the table tag, don't use them for layouts because that turns it into a data table, right? Could
Mm-hmm.
be wrong about
That
that.
makes No, that makes assistive technology, interpreted as a data table, where
Mm-hmm.
you've got some kind of, tabular data that is going to correspond to the rows and cells within it and convey information via that relationship. Whereas if you use it as layout just to style it, It might look good to you, but as an assistive technology user, it's gonna read funny to me.
Right.
Um,
Liz said layout table exactly equals 1990s CSS. Yeah, when we could only style using tables, but now we have things like grid and all kinds of things you can use on CSS specifically to make your stuff look how you want. Remember, CSS, you're trying to make something look the way you want it, use CSS, don't use HTML. Emma said people used use tables for layouts before CSS could do it better. Now you should only use tables for data. Exactly. When I was learning how to code, no one told me this. So I was using tables to style, and I cringe at past me, but I know better now. uh, Tanya said layout tables used for the UI presentation and data tables are used for data. Yes, the end. We could end there. Mad Campo said, "Is it a problem to style a call to action CTA as a button? Furthermore, is it a problem to style a link as a button when it takes the user to another page?" So, this is a great question, actually. I like this question a lot. Is it a problem to style a call to action as a button? What's the call to action? What is it doing? Because also, as someone who's built many pages for myself and others, using no code, low code things, one of the things that it does is it makes your call to action at the top of the page a button. But what is the button doing? Is it taking the user somewhere? I think this is a styling choice that people are used to seeing now. And if you style it as a button, that can be confusing. But as long as it's only styled as a button and it takes you, when I get to it and I'm using assistive technology or I'm using keyboard shortcuts to bring up links, this is my personal opinion. Just thinking about this very narrow, specific thing, I wouldn't be that mad at it as long as it is telling me it's a link. But that is my little opinion that I don't take as fact. But when you're asking, is it a problem to style a link as a button when it takes the user to another page? I would say it's not best practice. Best practice is to make your buttons look the same and your links look the same so that users, especially users who may have like something cognitive going on, that makes it a little bit harder to kind of take the leap cognitively to say, "Oh, this is going to take me somewhere else," versus being a button. It's not the best. What do you think though, Dorlin? I guess for you it
I
doesn't
think,
matter as visually. So I'm
yeah,
curious.
if it works and it tells me what it's gonna do, I mean, I think I'm usually okay with however they end up picking it. But I guess I kind of agree with what you said. I think there's probably some people in the chat who probably know best, but I think best practices, if it is taking you to a new place, to have it looking like a link, like you said, for that consistency for anyone with a cognitive impairment, or um, also, because it is, if I'm expecting a link, it is nice to have it as a link.
Right. The only reason I hesitate on this one is because this is something that people now kind of, I think people are used to seeing it that way. So it wouldn't be like a cognitive leap for the person to be like, this is going to take me somewhere else if you do it in this specific way. But I'm curious to see what other people say. Interplanet Me said, "Afternoon, finally get to see you live." What's up, Interplanet Me?
Come.
All right, let's move on to, should I cut? Oh, I love this one. This one is my soapbox, and I won't get on it today too much, but should I customize my forms with cool colors and busy interactions? Why or why not? Don't just say yes or no, but you can if you want to, just to participate. But I'm looking for the person who tells me why or why not. Liz also said, buttons about buttons. Ben Myers. Ben Myers. Is that? No, I'm thinking about somebody else. Ben Myers is working on a new site design. Uses a border of 3 lines for focus hover, white, black, white, works on all themes. We'll put BM's LinkedIn in Slack. Cool, thanks.
Neat.
All right, y'all. Let's talk about forms. Someone I know y'all remember or can think about it. When I'm filling out a form, should I use cool colors and design? Because, I mean, why not, honestly?
Bedazzle that thing up.
Liz said, busy forms exactly equals confuse and sore user brains. Yeah. So when I'm filling out a form personally, I don't really care what that form looks like. It's just another form for me to fill out. All I care about is whether or not my form works and whether or not it's annoying to fill out and whether or not my assistive technology device can read edit fields and label buttons and label radio dial buttons. If the color's cool, I don't notice. I'm just trying to put my information in. What do you think, Dorlin?
Yeah, having a usable form, I mean, that's the point of a form. It's having people use it and be able to get that information in. Filling out forms can already be obnoxious depending on, what sort of form you're filling out, you know, what grueling application process you're going through or something. So there shouldn't be that added stress of not being able to use that form with your assistive technology. If things aren't programmatically labeled and everything, you've got everyone from screen reader users to braille users to like um, what is it, like speech to text, people using Dragon, those sorts of things aren't going to be able to use your form. But then, anyone who has, like a busy form that's going to make it more stressful to fill out, colors that make it maybe might end up making it confusing for some users, or some users can't use it because of those color choices. I don't know. There just really seems to be no argument for making a crazy, busy, colorful form. Just make it usable and to the point.
Right. Interplanet Me said, what I care about is contrast. Sometimes you can barely see the input cursor and see the different B slash T. Oh, the difference between the input box and the background of the form. Yeah. So contrast really does matter. And that's just part of like regular, degular accessibility considerations. Matt Campbell said, yes, use red on blue and add as many animations as possible. Just kidding. Don't do that. Liz said, disabled equals way too many medical and funding and reporting application forms. Yes. So we just,
Yeah.
eh, I'm putting the like whatever this motion is called when you put your hand across your neck and it's like it's over with. No, don't do it.
Right.
All
Oh,
right.
make the forms usable to us. Oh,
Yeah. Which is why we're going to have a stream
everybody.
just on forms because half of the internet is just filling out random ish, right? Okay, last question. Last question, I promise. Oh, we just got a jingle. I don't, someone followed us or something. I'm going to get better at like streaming and all the little alerts that pop up, but one day I need to hit up Xerxes and ask him about all that. Oh, Michelle
Step by
Cordova,
step.
me.
We're getting there.
I think oh, Michelle said I followed LOL. I just made a Twitch for this. Haha. Oh, yay. Yeah, awesome. All right.
Awesome.
Last
Welcome.
I know. Twitch is awesome, low key. It's very fun. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
What information should I have in the metadata area of my HTML? And for anyone curious, let's go over to Replit and look at that. So we know that we like Replit. We're Replit fans because I'm a fan of anything, honestly, at this point that Dorlin can use without tearing her hair out. Because that tells me that, to me, I think I've talked about this before, but the coolest thing about learning how to use a screen reader is testing using a screen reader tells you just about 80% of what you need to know as far as accessibility, whether or not it's true, whether or not it is accessible, because it's looking at the elements list by list. So I'm like, if it's usable, then I know I like it. I know they tried. There's some unlabeled buttons here and there, but at this point, I do kind of expect that. Um, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's go
Yeah.
to one of the pages that I s- coded up, which was right now. I'm showing a Replit page that has my HTML. Here goes my metadata area. It's a sign up for a monthly newsletter that we still haven't. Oh, it's not frozen for you. Oh, someone said it's frozen, but not sound. Video's frozen. Might not be frozen for
Hmm.
everyone. Oh, it unfroze. Okay. Refresh page. Okay, so we have the metadata right here for the sign up, our monthly sign up newsletter, which we're still working on slowly. So, what should be here? Tell me, what should I have in this area that will help my listeners and my whoever's using my page a little bit better? Some of it's already in there.
You're waiting on the chat.
Yup. But you can tell us
And just
one.
to be clear, because I don't think you said it, our metadata that's going in between our opening and closing head tags.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um,
I highlighted it.
all right. And so in there, I know we need our doc type, HTML5.
Mm-hmm. Mad Campo said
We,
description. Oh, you meant meta, the tag meta with the description. Yes, which I don't have in here. The description kind of tells the
hmm,
user like what's in there. We also
probably,
need, I'm gonna highlight it up here. You can probably not even see this too well, so my bad for that. Let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, for those who can't see the screen, I have doc type HTML. I have HTML lang equals en. So Liz said we'll need field set for parts of forms. Marcos, please explain icing back. Um, we need language. Language is important. We need a
yes.
title, right? I think that's most of it. You can put other things. You can put things that help with mobile with mobile. So the basically how big the frames are. I'm probably explaining that wrong. Let me see if I can pull something up that is actually correct on here. Let's go. My replets. I have one that's actually accessible.
Mm-hmm. We
That
also
should
didn't
be a
talk,
little better.
of course, your CSS, your style sheet will be up in there, link to it, as well as your JavaScript.
Okay, what I was talking about is the viewport. So the viewport to make
Okay.
sure that however anyone's looking at your page, it shows up correctly on their device. Right? I'm sure there's more things, but those are the main things that off the top of our heads what we're thinking about. All right. So Tanya said section or form tags. I think section is not in the metadata and form would be in the body. So section and form would be in the body of the HTML. So if we go here and we go down, we see that I do have sections in here. So I have section in main and I have the form. So these are all going to be within the body of it. Mad Campo said yes. Tag field set helps to organize the form into parts so it's easier to understand what the fields relate to. It creates sections of the form and can help reduce cognitive load.
Hmm.
Huh.
Well, we will learn about that more when we do forms.
I
That'll be
know,
cool.
right? I'm like, this is part of the study group part because I actually don't know anything about that, and would like to learn more because I don't even. I'm gonna have to. mm, I'm gonna copy and paste this into some notes that I have right now. All right, I have something called a coding journal that I've been doing for like 2 years, and it's literally just a Google Doc and table. People are like, you should use Notable. And I'm like, the 1 hour that it would take to set up a Notable template, I could just throw it in my Google Doc. So I'm going to do that live right now. Add a note above. What's today's date? The 20, I don't know, the 28th?
8th.
Oops, where am I going? Thanks for that tidbit, Mad Compos. Mad Compo said, Feel Set also groups together radio buttons. I think that is something
Right.
that I've
So
used. I
within the
wonder if I have
body,
it.
I've used filled set within the body of my
Yeah,
HTML, and when I've built a form, I'm unaware of how it interacts with the metadata, but that's what we'll learn when we get
pretty
there.
soon. Yeah. All
But
right,
definitely
cool.
making sure the field set is in your like included on those radio buttons is part of making a form accessible.
All right, so we're gonna hop into our Code Academy demo. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat so that if you want to do your own, you can follow along. I suggest. Emma said no need for field set in metadata. Okay, that makes sense. Good to know. Whatever Emma says, I just assume is
Mm.
true. To be honest, I'm like, she knows what she's talking about.
hmm
So I think we meant that field set should be used in the body to group things together, and we'll learn more about field set. Um, we'll learn. Emma's laughing in the chat, but we'll learn more about that
hmm
when we do forms. We just have to find a time for forms because for forms, we want some guest people on who know what they're talking about.
Step by step.
Step by step. All right, here is the link to Code Academy in the chat. If you happen to be in front of your computer and you're down to do this with us, please join us. If you just want to chill out and watch us, we love that too. All right, so let's go over to this one. Now you'll be able to see Darlin. Hold on, let me see. I gotta move this. I'm gonna do this. My bad. Sorry, I have this on. Come on. There we go. Minimize. And then this one we're going to maximize.
You tell me when you're ready for me to go live.
Okay, go live. Okay, so right now.
Alt tab. Introduction to semantic HTML vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar Academy. 11 to exit full screen. Press.
Woo, it's loud. Can you I wonder if I can turn you down on my
I
side.
can do you wait, hold up. Wait, before you do that, if my audio level is good and it's just Jaws is too loud, let me balance that on my end.
It's Jaws.
It's
It might
Jaws.
not be
Okay.
too loud for everyone else. I just have headphones in and it's like, ah.
Well, it's probably pretty loud. I think it's probably at 100%. Let me just turn it down a little bit.
Okay.
Watch out, you're gonna get a. Go ahead.
Oh, I can do it after. Loud equals good.
All right.
It was a little loud. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Um,
V volume. J pause. VJ 86%. 84%. 82%.
about there.
A little less.
Title is Introduction to semantic HTML vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar Academy. Same page link. Skip the content.
Oop. I guess I need to do the thing again.
Space. V volume. J pause. VJ 80%. 78%.
Or I can also turn down my volume to not the stream volumes, just mine.
Well, how
I had
does
it
the
on all the
stream
way.
there the how is a stream reacting to where the volume's at right now?
80%.
Not sure.
80
I think that's probably
is
fine because I had my volume in my headphones up all the way, and that was my fault.
82%.
It was a little. I
okay.
think it'll be
84%.
fine now because it was only a little loud for them. But let us know.
86%.
Pretty sure this is
Okay,
fine.
I'm gonna go turn it back up because it's a little low for me even.
12:53 p.m.
How's that?
Title is Introduction to
Everyone's
Semantic
saying
HTML vertical bar
volume's good
Semantic
for
HTML
them.
vertical bar Academy dash Google Chrome dash slower
80 is
slower
good.
slower.
80 is good.
Title is Introduction to Semantic
But
HTML
if you
vertical bar
can
Semantic
turn
HTML vertical bar
turn it,
Academy
you
dash
can
Google
turn
Chrome
it up. It's fine.
space V balance
Oops, not balance.
space E volume J JAWS VJ 84%. 82%.
82.
Yeah,
Let's go with that.
Emma said do what works for you, and I agree because
Title is Introduction to Semantic HTML vertical bar
you need
Semantic
to hear
HTML
it.
vertical bar Academy dash Google Chrome dash lower left parent person 1 hand right parent skip the content region level 2
This is true.
slower. Title is Introduction to Semantic HTML slower.
All right, how's that speed?
Title is Introduction to Semantic HTML vertical bar Semantic HTML vertical bar Cod Academy dash Google Chrome dash Dorland left parent person 1 tank right parent skip the content region level 2.
Ooh, that was a lot.
Perfect. Liz said forums guest get Rachel D. Liz, literally,
Yeah.
that's who I'm trying to get on, and I have not reached out to them yet because my social anxiety, which sounds so funny because I'm on here streaming, but like, just reaching out to people really, I have to, I have to like gear myself up, and I'm gonna reach out to them next week, probably tomorrow, so I can just get it out of my system. But I'm sure that they'll be happy to come on. Matt Campbell said 2 random questions. How does tools like JAWS interact with password managers? Is Windows Narrator so bad as a tool? Oh man, I love that question. Liz said I can contact RD. Oh my gosh. Liz, you know what? If you know them, like I already know them and stuff, and I did a stream with them already. But if you happen to know them and would like to do that, sure. But if not, I can definitely reach out to them. It's not a big deal. I'm just being dramatic. Mad Campbell said, I feel you on the social anxiety. Yeah. I think I've just gotten used to streaming and like it's not as, it doesn't give me as much anxiety, but reaching out to people in real life, I'm like, but it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's answer Matt Campbell's question about narrator and JAWS interacting with password managers.
In terms of JAWS interacting with password managers, I really only use the Google Chrome one with JAWS, and it works fine. It's completely, I haven't had any issues with it. And then also, like on my iPhone, I have no problem using VoiceOver with the password manager on that. You do need to be able to use your rotor there so you can slow it down and go character by character a lot of times. The narrator has come a long ways, and I don't know of anyone who has narrator as their preferred screen reader, but it's great to be able to flip it on when you first get a computer, so that you can go and download NVDA or JAWS or just get basic setup done for maybe a friend or family member. It can be great for that. Also, if my screen reader that I'm using crashes, I'll turn on narrator to find out, was it the computer that crashed? Was it the screen reader that crashed? So it's so useful to have it built into Windows, and it has gotten better. I had heard that the accessibility like the work on narrator had stalled out a bit, so I don't know what the progress is of that, but I guess that's my long answer on narrator.
Yeah. Narrator, that's my little buddy. Hear him every time boot up when JAWS is not working. But I haven't really used like narrator in real life for things. Let me make sure that I got all the comments before we head into this, and I think that we did. Liz said that they're doing a 6 to 8 week Web Alley Wednesday series on forums. What kind of series is this? Is this a video or text? And also put that in the resources so we can use it. All right,
Yeah.
let's jump into it. So Dorland's gonna has the screen reader on. We're gonna go through this Codecademy code base and write a little bit of semantic HTML. We'll see if we can get
All
that
right.
the red make a let's
Make
see
it
if we
red this
can make
time.
yeah.
I got you. We're gonna make it red. Alrighty, guys. So how's my zoom level? Do I need to zoom in at all? Can people see the my screen?
That's a great question to ask. What I can do on my end is,
Because I can
well, it
also
might be
like,
better for
Alert,
you to
zoom,
just do
alert,
it.
zoom, colon
Ooh, bam.
150%.
is that too much?
Maybe one less.
Alert, zoom, colon 125%.
Interesting.
Session timed out. Lost connection to Khan Academy.
Lost connection.
It does that all the time.
Link Khan
Okay.
Academy home.
I think we're fine. Let's get started.
Semantic HTML colon introduction to semantic HTML heading level 1.
All right, here's our heading level 1, our introduction to semantic HTML. I pressed my H key, which is a quick key to jump down by heading. I know I have just one, or I have this heading level 1 here. I'm pretty sure they only have one heading 1 on here. I'm going to press the number 1 on my numbers row though to just confirm.
No more headings at level 1.
Woohoo. All right, so we just got the 1. Now everyone obviously can go through and read all of this Codecademy stuff if they choose to go through on their own. We're pretty much just going to jump into the tutorial. I am first going to jump down. They have a list here of reasons why you should use semantic HTML. I'm going to use my L key to get down to my list.
List of 3 items.
3 items in this list. I'm going to say press I to get to my first list item.
Accessibility colon semantic HTML makes web pages accessible for mobile devices and for people with disabilities as well. This is because screen readers and
All right, so it didn't read me the whole thing, but we know our first one here is accessibility for people using assistive technology and others. Then I'm going to press I again to get to our next list item, our next reason why you should use semantic HTML.
SEO colon it improves the website SEO or search engine optimization, which is the process of increasing the number of people that visit your web page with connecting to Khan Academy. Connected to
Oh,
Khan Academy.
well, that was rude.
SEO. Do you know what SEO is?
SEO? SEO, search engine optimization. But I think my focus might have gotten grabbed. Let me see where I am.
SEO colon it
Oh
improves.
no, I just got an alert that I guess, logged back in. So then I'm press I one more time, get to our last list item here.
Easy to understand colon semantic HTML also makes the website's source code easier to read for other web developers.
All right, easy to understand, so other developers can read your code more easily. I certainly appreciate it when I can open up source code on the web and kind of comb through it and understand what's going on. Although I know some people want to cover that code up, but let's see here. So I'm going to use my H key to go down by headings, I think. Did you want me to have it read the introduction or anything else on this page, Africa, or were you hoping for me to just jump into the little tutorial they have from here?
Yeah, let's jump into the tutorial. Honestly, whatever you think is best. But I think we know the backgrounds of why we're using this since we're here. And if anyone
Yeah.
wants to do it on their own, they got the link.
Yeah, perfect. Alrighty, guys. So I have already been exploring this web page some, and I know that there's a next button so that I can get started. So I'm going to hit B to jump by button.
Next button. Next left parent alt plus.
Hey,
Right
there's
parent.
my next button. Woohoo. I'm going to hit enter.
Enter. Content info region. Next button. Next left parent alt plus. Right parent. To activate, press enter. Next left parent alt plus.
All right. And it's dropped my focus into the edit field down here. And I think that's because of how I have my screen reader set to interact with forms. So I'm going to press escape to get out of here.
Escape virtual PC cursor.
And then I'm going to press Control Home, which is a Windows command, just to get up to the top of the page.
Header and nav
Sorry.
vertical bar semantic.
Go ahead.
Can you go back? Because Emma has a question that reminds me of something we wanted to talk about. She asks, how does it read the image?
Introduction to semantic H.
Let's see.
Next button. Back button.
I got my back
Enter.
button.
Content info region. Back button. Back left parent alt.
Okay, so I'm at the top of the
Introduction to
page. I'm going to hit G to skip by graphic, and it'll read you the alt text that is associated with each graphic as we skip.
image shows non-dash semantic code full of random less div greater elements. The semantic code is clean and easy to understand since everything is labeled graphic.
Well, that gave me
So-
a summary of what that graphic was, that it was a semantic HTML code and clean and easy to understand. Although it didn't actually, truly describe what's in that photo to me. I can't see that clean code. I don't know, that might be better to have an actual example, a text-based example of instead of using it as a graphic there, but they do have alt
Right.
text.
So we call this what images of text, which is something we don't ever really want to do unless there's a reason. So if something's written in text, just write it in text so the screen reader can use it. I get why they did this though, because it is very stylized and helpful to look at, but it would have been helpful for them to just give us what that content was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good catch, Emma. I'll hit G again. I don't know if there's any more graphics on here though.
Wrapping to top. Image shows non-dash semantic code full of random.
Yep. So it just wrapped back around to that one graphic. So if there's anything else graphics on that page, they are either
That's
they're
the only
probably
one, I
labeled
think.
as decorative. Okay. So let's head back to our next button then.
Next button. Next left parent alt plus. Enter. Next button. Next left parent alt plus. Right parent to activate. Press enter. Next left parent alt plus.
All right. And again, it's dropped me in my edit field here.
Escape. Virtual
I'm going
PC
to go
cursor.
back up to the top.
Header and nav vertical bar semantic HT.
I'm going to start hitting H to go through this, but basically Codecademy gives you a set of instructions and some explanations on things, and then gives you a little code editor where they've got code that they want you to go in and change so that it is has semantic HTML elements in it. So I'm going to press H to skip by heading, just to give myself an idea of the structure of the page and anyone listening along. But our goal is to get down to our instructions. Actually, I'll hit H just to see what all we have on here.
Semantic HTML colon header and nav heading level 1. Narrative and instructions heading level 2. Header and nav heading level 3. Instructions heading level 3. Concept review heading level 3. Community forums heading level 3. Code editor heading level 2.
All right, my code editor I know is at a heading level 2. I'll remember that for later.
Web browser heading
Uh,
level 2.
Emma
What's that?
said, I wonder if this is open source and we can make a suggestion to improve the alt text. I think Codecademy might be. It is a free resource. We can look into that.
Yeah, well, let's see. Let me hit H again.
Navigational links heading level 1. Wrapping to top.
All right, so
Semantic
it ran through the
HTML.
top. I'm
Wrapping
actually
to
going to
bottom.
go back to the bottom and just see what they've got.
List of 3 items. Bullet same page link home. Bullet same page link posts. Bullet same page link contact. List end. Navigation region end. Main region end. 2/9. Back button. Next button. Introduction to semantic HTML vertical bar. Introduction to semantic HTML vertical bar. Semantic HTML vertical bar. Codecademy.
Well, there's no copyright down there, but there's a contact button, so we can explore that later. Probably off stream. All right, so I am going to go back up. I need to find my instructions on what I need to do for this particular exercise.
Wrapping to top. Semantic H narrative and instructions heading level 2. Learn. Heading level 3 header and nav.
Oh, we're doing header and nav. I think my actual instructions were a little further down.
Instructions heading level 3.
There they are, heading level 3. So,
Checkpoint 1 passed.
oh, it says I passed checkpoint 1. I think I need to reset this because we did this the other day. Let me see. I know there's a reset code button.
Stuck, get a hint button, stuck, get a open button, view button, remove button, enter button, full run button, copy button, reset button, workspace left parent enter. Close dialog button, close dialog, to activate press enter, dialog, reset workspace, close dialog button, close dialog, to activate press enter. Close dialog button, close dialog. Reset workspace. Tab, cancel button, to tab, reset button, to active enter. Main region, code editor region, reset button, workspace left parent alt plus G right.
All right, we're reset, guys.
Escape, virtual PC cursor.
Let's go back up to our
Header
top.
and nav vertical bar
I'm going
semantic
to hit the number 3 on my number pad because I know I want instructions at heading level 3.
Semantic HTML header and nav heading level 1. Narrative and instructions heading level 2. Header and nav heading level 3.
All right, we're there.
5 min.
Oh no, one more heading level 3.
Instructions heading level 3.
Okay, so our first instruction I'm going to arrow down to.
Checkpoint 1 enabled.
Checkpoint 1 is enabled.
1. In the code editor, find the less div ID equals quote header quote greater tag and change it to less header greater.
All right, we're going to go find our div and change it to header.
Note when changing an opening tag, you must find the corresponding closing tag and change that as well. If you don't, you'll see some red in your code.
All right, so I'm going to hit the letter E because I know that's going to take me to an edit box.
Index.html editor contains text.
And that's where I know I'm going. So I press space to pop into there.
Space.
Now I can, I'm going to use my say line command to see where I am in this editor. Because now that you're in an editor, it's kind of going to take your arrow commands and stuff. And so it can, if you're at the bottom of the code, if you press down, it'll pop you out. If you're at the top of the code and you press the up arrow, it'll also pop you out of the box.
Less. Doc type HTML greater.
All right, so I know I'm towards the top, so I'm going to arrow down through this code until I find my div that ought to be my header tag.
Less HTML greater. Less body greater. Less div ID equals quote header quote greater.
Oh, there's my ID. All right, so what I'm going to do,
Home less.
I hit home to get me to the beginning of the line.
D.
Going to
Delta.
delete my div here.
I. V. Space.
And I'm going to add header.
H. E. A. D. E. R. Less header ID equals.
And now we are going to leave that ID there, even though we know that it wants us to actually remove it so that we can check out a little what we think might be an accessibility issue here. But so I've changed my opening tag to be a header tag.
Less H1 greater navigate. Less div
And
ID
I'm
equals
gonna
quote
keep,
nav quote.
sorry, arrowing down until I find what should be my closing div and change it to a closing header.
Less all greater. Less Lee greater lesser F equals less Lee greater lesser a greater less slash Lee less Lee greater less ref equals quote number ref equals quote number less slash all greater less slash div greater.
That's not the div I'm looking for.
Less slash div greater.
This is the div I'm looking for, I believe.
Less slash body greater.
Yep,
Little tidbit.
right.
Less slash div.
Yes.
Home less.
So
Another
Slash.
thing that's showing is a red dot
D.
and then a highlight
Delta.
that's red on the opening of the tags to show you which area needs to be changed.
oh, interesting. I'm not getting that info.
Yeah.
I. V.
Emma's asking
Greater.
a question, and it's how did you know which div you needed?
Oh, so to be honest, because I've done this exercise once before and had read it all. I think as you went through as a dev, you would know too. But I knew that first div within the code, after it was opened, there was another div opened after that later is going to be our nav area. And so I knew that first closing div was actually associated with the one we're about to work on. So I needed to go to the second one since everything's nested with these tags. Did that answer the question? All right.
Less slash greater.
All right. So,
Slash greater.
and here I'm going to
A.
put
D. R.
our closing tag there. And now I'm going to press escape because I know that's going to pop me out of my edit box and I'll be able to use my quick keys again.
Escape virtual PC cursor.
I could start arrowing down from here. I know it's a run button I'm looking for though, so I'm going to hit B for button.
Run button.
There's my run button. I'll hit enter.
Enter. Unavailable. Header and nav vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar code academy document. Checkpoint 1 submitting. Checkpoint 1 passed. Checkpoint 2 enabled.
All right, so it said checkpoint 1 submitted, then passed, and then checkpoint 2 was enabled. I'm going to head back down to our instructions first to see what our checkpoint 2 is. I'm going to do that with my number 3 on the keypad because now I know it's a heading level 3 and it's the second one.
Semantic HTML instructions heading level 3.
And then I will arrow down.
Checkpoint 1 passed.
And again.
1. In the code editor, find the less div ID equals quote header quote greater tag and change it to less header greater. Note colon when changing an opening
All right,
tag,
that's
you
our
must
note.
to indicate the error. Stuck. Get a hint button collapsed.
Oh,
To indicate note colon when changing an opening tag, you must find the corresponding closing tag and change that as well. If you don't, you'll see some red in your code. To indicate the error.
yeah, it says you'll see some red in your code to
You'll
indicate
see
the
some.
error. I'll see some red. I'm magically going to be able to see red again, guys. Woohoo!
Stuck. Get a hint.
No, let's keep going down and see what our checkpoint 2 is before we show you that it doesn't seem to be programmatically determinable, that red color.
Checkpoint 2 enabled.
Checkpoint 2.
2. Now find the less div ID equals quote nav quote greater tag and change it to less nav greater.
All right, so now I'm going to go change those navs, and we're going to see in the code this red.
Stuck. Get a hint button collapsed.
All right, so I'm going to press E to get back down to my editor.
Index.html editor contains text.
All right, and so here you are seeing some red in that code, Africa?
No, I don't see any red now.
Editor a greater less slash lead greater. Editor less lead greater less editor less slash all greater. Editor less lead greater
Well,
less
let me
space.
pop into
Main
here.
region. Code editor
So it seemed to get mad at me when we tried this about a week ago, when I didn't remove the ID on this, and it had highlighted it in red, which I was unaware of, but it doesn't seem to be doing that now.
top of file less. Doc
Let's see.
less HTML great less body greater. Less header ID equals quote header quote greater.
So there it is. So there's nothing highlighted here.
No, I have a feeling we clicked on something
header?
specific that showed us. It could have been like hint or I don't even remember. So,
I don't think
but
you did.
basically, what happened was
I don't
it
know.
showed us the error with color. So Dorlin would have, when she was reading it, it was just reading what was there, but not that there was an error. So it was like, what?
Home less.
All right, so I'm going to make another error here, though. But first, I'm going to get rid of this class ID because it kind of wanted me to get rid of that. So I'm going to clean up the code.
A D E R space I equals quote H A D E R quote greater.
All right, got that cleaned up.
Less H1 greater navigational links less slash H1 greater. Less div ID equals quote nav quote greater.
Here's our div that's got the ID of nav. So we're going to change this.
Home less D I V V A.
All right, so I've changed that to nav now.
Va A V space I.
I'm going to
space.
get rid. You want me to keep the ID on it? So what I was going to do is not close the tab.
Oh, okay. Well, you have VAV right now, so I thought that could have been
V A V less V A N.
No, that was unintentional.
V space.
All right.
ID selected equals quote selected. Nav selected quote greater selected. Greater unselected quote quote selected. Greater.
All right. Clean that puppy up too. And we're going to arrow down to our closing tag. Actually, I'm not going to change my closing
Less
tag
all
on
greater.
this. So that we can see how the error will do it. So I'm going to leave my closing tag down here as a div instead of switching it over to the nav. I'm going to hit escape to get out of here and hit run.
Escape virtual PC cursor.
By hitting B for button.
Run button. Enter. Unavailable. Header and nav vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar code academy document. Checkpoint 2 submitting. Checkpoint 2 passed.
It told me I passed checkpoint 2. I shouldn't have. Well, let's head down and see if it shows the error since I didn't close that tag. So again, let's get down to the code editor with E.
Index.html editor contains text. Space. Main region.
Right.
Code editor region. Index.html.
And now I'm going to arrow down to my closing div.
Less lead greater less ref equals quote less lead great a greater less lead ref equal less slash all less slash header greater less slash div greater.
Here it is. Is this highlighted, Africa, in red?
This one does have the red dot with the red highlighting the greater than sign before the slash div and the header. So it doesn't like what you put for header and for div right there. Maybe it's view solution. I'm like, there's other buttons after run.
I don't think we pressed it, but it's highlighted in red, correct?
Yeah.
There's a red dot. So that's what we were going to try and show, though, because that's not being conveyed to me in any way.
Mm-hmm.
via my assistive technology. Maybe there is something else in here. Let me see if there's some explanations. I'll hit escape to get out of this code editor. I'm just going to arrow down, see what's beneath it.
Escape. Vert editor less slash header greater. Editor less slash body greater. Editor less run
Oh, I'm
button.
still in the
To
editor.
clipboard.
All right.
Copy button. Workspace left parent alt plus G right parent. Reset button. Code dash status colon syntax issue.
Oh, it tells me there's a syntax issue down here.
Predify button unavailable. View solution button. Heading level 2 web browser. View Predify button unavailable.
What is a predify button? What does that mean?
I do not know.
Pretti. Prettify? Make it prettier? What? Prettify
Oh, are you
code.
using the Braille display right now? I just realized that.
Yeah. Oh no, I did just switch over to Braille because I needed
Liz
to hear.
actually asked a question about that. She asked, "Do you prefer listening or Braille reading code / coding with Braille and keyboard?"
Combination of both for me for sure. I use a lot of the audio to listen to it, but then when it gets down to the nitty gritty, I love having Braille because I don't have to go character by character to get over there with the audio. I can just feel over within the string of things. I can make sure the punctuation is correct there, or make sure, I've got a less than or greater than, whatever it is I need. So I really, the combination of both, I just think is amazing.
Yeah. She also said Prettify. Well, Prettify is a VS Code extension. It's a code linter and it automatically formats your code so you don't have to go back in and change things as you use them. But that's a story for another day when we start using VS Code, which will
That's
probably just,
interesting. It's
that can be one of our
around the
code
corner.
and chill streams. Yeah.
We're gonna do it. That's interesting though, because I mean, the button certainly doesn't convey to me that I'm gonna be using some kind of a different program or something. It doesn't. It just says,
Predify button unavailable. Code dash status colon syntax.
oh, it's unavailable anyway. Predify. All right. Well, anyway, let's not get too hung up on that.
Code dash status colon syntax issue.
It says there's a syntax issue. Let's clean it up the way we know to, but there's
Predify view solution heading level 2 web browser to previous page.
Oh,
Back
it's
button. Browser refresh button.
yeah,
I
it
see what
doesn't seem to
it's.
have
Okay.
it doesn't
It's
have any way of letting me know where that red dot is within my code, the way a sighted individual who can see red is gonna be able to interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bummer. What were you gonna say though?
I just realized what the button was. I just realized that you can use Predify in this, which honestly is amazing. There's probably a reason they didn't add it, and it's probably because it wants you to do it yourself, is what I'm guessing.
I bet I don't have the extension downloaded so that it's not available because I don't have Prettify. I bet if someone already had that, it might be available too. I mean, who knows?
Can you download extensions to Codecademy, or is it
I mean, you
something
could
that
to your
Codecademy?
browser because we're running this through the browser. So couldn't you just download it to your Chrome browser? I don't know.
think it's
URL
a
input edit. Locale
Chrome. Is it a? Do they have a Chrome extension for Prettify?
Title is header and
Let's
nav vertical
Google
bar
that while you
semantic
do this.
HTML vertical bar code academy dash Google Chrome dash
Yeah, I'm definitely in Chrome though.
wrapping to top index.html space.
Okay, I'm getting back into my code editor, guys, and let's prettify the code manual style.
Home less. A greater less slash lead greater. Less lead greater less ref equals less lead less h less header greater.
All right.
Great R. Great black space. Less nav
Oops.
greater. Home
All
less. N A V greater. Less all greater. Less lead a greater less lead ref equals less slash div greater. Less slash all greater. Less slash div greater. Home less slash D I V N A.
All right.
Nah, less slash nav greater. Less slash header greater.
Okay. I think it should be all cleaned up. I'm going to get out of here
Escape,
and hit run
virtual
again
PC
and see
cursor.
if it likes it better.
Run button. Enter.
Oh,
Unavailable.
hold
Header
on.
and nav vertical bar semantic HTML.
Sorry, I'm too fast. I'm sorry. What do you want? I can go back though.
No. Okay, so there is no Chrome extension for Prettify, because that wouldn't make sense, because it's like for code, whether that be through VS Code or through something else. Codecademy has the Prettify extension, which is basically Liz put it in a good way. She said that it's helpful for blind, low vision to make code readable and make sure that it's in a correct, well formatted code without having to go line by line to check indents and spaces. When you fixed it, you can
Hmm.
Code Academy has it. So if you go to run and then tab over, it's now not disabled. So I just want to see what it does. I'm conf- I'm like, is it gonna? You already fixed it though. So now now I'm confused.
Well, currently, all right, let's find out. Where am I? Where are we?
Escape. Header and nav vertical syllabus button. Get unstuck button. Open tools menu but my account dropped stuck. Get a hint button stuck. Get open button. File navig view button current hint remove button enter button full screen
Oh
run
my
button.
goodness, there's a lot going
Copy
on
button
down
to
here.
clip reset button. Predify button. Code dash status colon code unformatted.
All right, I'm gonna hit enter.
Enter. Main region. Code editor region. Predify button. Code dash status colon code unformatted. To activate press enter. Code dash status colon all clean. Header and nav vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar Code Academy document.
All right, apparently my code's all clean now, guys. Squeaky clean.
Index.html
Did they
editor
change
contains text.
the spacing of it?
Listen, I didn't see anything change, but I also can't see all of your code all in one place. So maybe it did change something. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the next thing. We know how to do
Let's go
navs
next.
and
We've
stuff.
been here. All right, guys. Make sure you use header for your header and nav for nav, no divs.
Run button. Copy button. Reset button. View solution button. Back button to refresh button. Route enter button. Full back button. Next button. Next left parent alt
All
plus.
right.
Right parent.
Next, here we go.
Enter. Next left parent alt plus. Right parent. Content info region. Please complete all tasks to continue. Next button unavailable. Please complete all
Did I
tasks
not
to
complete
continue.
all the
Header and nav
tasks?
vertical bar some.
My bad. Let's find
Escape.
out what I
Virtual
did
PC
wrong.
cursor.
I'm gonna hit Shift H because I know I'm in my edit box and I know I want to be above that to see what these instructions were given to me.
Code editor heading level. Community forums. Concept review.
Oh,
Instructions heading level 3.
main and
Checkpoint
footer.
1 enabled. 1. In the code editor, find the less div ID equals quote main quote greater tag and change it to less main greater. Stuck. Get a hint button. Checkpoint 2 step instruction is unavailable until previous steps are.
Okay, I don't know why it told me I couldn't move on because this is the new screen. Okay, guys, so let's go find our main tag.
Index.html editor
I hit
contains
Eat again to get down to my edit field. I'm going to press space to pop in there.
space.
Then
Less HTML greater.
we're at the top. I heard less HTML greater.
Less body greater.
So body.
Less header greater. Less H1 greater navigational. Less nav greater. Less all greater. Less lead greater. Less lead greater. Less lead greater. Lesser a greater less slash lead greater. Less lead greater less a. Ref equals quote number. Ref equals quote number. Less slash all greater. Less slash nav greater.
All right.
Less slash header greater. Less div ID equals quote main quote greater.
Here's our culprit.
Home less.
So
D.
I'm going to start deleting some of this.
Div selected. ID selected equals quote selected. M. A. I. N. Quote. Greater.
All right, that was a little easier. Alrighty, guys, so I got rid of div and ID and all that stuff, and now we just have an opening main tag here for our main section, and I'm going to start arrowing down again to find my closing div that needs to be turned into a closing main tag.
Less p greater. This is where the main content will go once the page is built out. Less slash div greater is built out. Less slash div greater blank.
All right.
Less div ID equals quote footer quote greater blank. Less slash div greater is built out. Less slash p greater. Less
All right,
slash
guys,
div
here we
greater
go.
home. Less slash d
Sorry, sometimes I have it repeat things a couple of times. Make sure I'm in the right place.
div selected. A I N.
Okay, and so we've changed our closing from div to main. So we've got slash main there. I'm going to hit escape
Virtual
and let it run my code by pressing B for button.
run button. Enter. Unavailable. Main and footer vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar Code Academy document. Checkpoint 1 submitting. Checkpoint 1 passed. Checkpoint 2 enabled.
All right, let's go find what checkpoint 2 is. Again, I'm going to use 3 because I know it's a heading level 3 here.
Semantic HTML instructions heading level 3.
And you can kind of see how I was just going to say, you can see how keeping consistency within your pages is really key because I'm learning this page and setting it up in my head as I go, and I'm getting more and more efficient at navigating it. And so if each page had things in different places, I wouldn't be able to use that memory I'm building. Go ahead. What was Emma going to say? Did Emma say something?
And also, if this is messing up your flow of thought, let me know. I'm trying to let you do your
No,
thing,
you're
and
great.
also it can be a
You're good. I'll
little
try and pause more.
annoying to okay, so we figured out that Codecademy is open source and that we can contribute to open source. This is we'll talk about this more when we're not doing this, but we're gonna do a whole open source thing where we try to organize how we can all contribute to the betterment of the web, and one of those ways is through open source. So I think this could be a cool project. Also, Emma's project of that for her website she's building, which is a very good resource. We'll talk about that more too now that we have a little bit more time. And then the other thing is, Emma asked, how would you want that error to be announced when it shows you a red dot? What would be useful? Because it sounds like we're going to actually be sending them something in GitHub. So this would also be a good thing to show how we could what the accessibility of GitHub looks like. So that could be a fun one. But I am curious, what should the screen reader say if I'm landing on something that has a red dot for the whole line? There's just a dot where the number is for the line. So if it's line 42, there's a red dot in front of it, and the area that it wants me to change, for example, the greater than sign is highlighted in red. How would that
Hold
sound
on.
for
Are there
you?
numbers? Are there numbers associated with each line that you're seeing?
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's like every code
Okay.
editor though does that. Which would
Right.
be
Well,
helpful,
here's the
I
thing.
guess.
If it's visually present there, it is not coming through to me. And so I was thinking, how would it say it? Because obviously, once I'm in that editor, the speech coming through, I assume, can be edited, kind of. Like, I don't know how you would necessarily alert someone once you're in the editor, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe above it, having the note saying that, there's a problem with line whatever, assuming then those were programmatically associated though, so then I could even figure out what line 4 was, or whatever it might be. um
But
that's
would you
hard.
want every time you go down a line for it to tell you like line 16, then main, line 17, div ID footer? Because every line, and I honestly did not realize you didn't know that, and I wasn't paying attention to whether or not the screen reader was reading it, but that's actually wild. Um,
Give me
Mad
one
Campo
sec. Let me drop
said
back down to the edit.
Index.html.
Go ahead. What do you say?
that
They say?
the lines are probably set as an unordered list, so it doesn't say the line number is face palm emoji.
Let me see. I'm gonna pop in
Space. Main.
here.
Content will less p greater. This is
I'm
less slash
going
ref equals quote
going
number
up to the
contact. Top of file less.
top of
Doc type
this.
HTML greater.
So this should be somehow conveyed to me as line 1. Let me see if I'm getting something. Yeah, I don't know how you would go about determining.
Dang. That's wild because that's
Oh
like a
my
main
god.
part of coding, just knowing the line that you're
Yeah.
on so that people can say go to
And
line 6.
actually, I'm very used to having a line read to me. I don't, it wouldn't be extra verb. It's information. It's straight up necessary information, not extra verbiage. But real quick, I'm going to pop out of
Escape
here,
virtual PC.
and I wonder if it'll let me open it up from here.
Shift F10. Context inspect. View page source control enter.
So
Leaving
I'm going to
menus.
view the
Lang.
source code here, and it's going to open up
Line
another
wrap checkbox not checked. To
line
check
for
press
me
space
and
bar.
show you how it reads within here. So I think I'm on the first line.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
gosh, that's
except
hilarious. It actually has
Jaws
the one
totally
on
just
the edge,
stutter
and I don't
step.
think it's going to read it.
It does.
Link slash underline slash
It
underline.
does. It
Data dash
does.
T
Oh, it
equals quote
reads
quote slash
it?
greater
Oh,
than equals quote quote equals quote.
it does. I mean, what am I doing? Oh, somehow I got up on my other keyboard. No wonder I'm having such issues. All right, guys. Why are you not talking in Jaws? All right, let's give Jaws a second to catch up there. I think I made
Mad
him mad.
Compos. Let me let Dorlin figure this out first.
Data dash T equals quote quote slash greater
There
than
we go.
equals
There
quote
we
quote
go.
quote equals quote.
All right, all right, all right. Let me slow that down. Oh man, Jaws is not happy with this source code I opened.
It's just one line, and I can't tell how long it is because it goes out past the screen.
Links as equals quote style link slash under data dash n dash p equals quote slash greater less link rel equals quote preload quote ref equals quote.
Yeah, something's going on where JAWS is not liking this. Usually when I open the source code on a page, though, it will have it line by line. And
Link slash
so
underline next slash static slash chunk slash
I
volume.
don't know if you guys remember when we were looking at the Video Ninja code way back when. Once we determined which line the problem was at, I would go and skip by that.
Hmm. Which is
Data dash n dash p
interesting.
equals quote slash greater less nostril data dash n dash css equals quote greater less slash nostril greater less script defer equals quote nominal equals quote src equals quote.
So
Yeah, this thing is really upset. I'm just gonna close the source code. That's where I
Okay.
am, right?
yeah, that's where you are.
Please. Oh my goodness, guys. It's so unnerving when you lose speech. Like, oh, is he gonna come back? Gobbledygook over here. My braille. Well, let's see. Patience. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just unload JAWS, guys, and it'll
Unloading
let
JAWS.
me.
Chrome legacy window. OK button to activate. Press space bar. With JAWS dialog. Enter. Main footer vertical bar semantic HTML vertical.
All right. Give him a second to breathe.
Mad Compost said on VS Code, how are lines read with a number or without? Dorland doesn't
That
use
would
VS
be a
Code.
great question for Xerxiax.
JAWS.
Right.
I will learn.
Semantic HTML vertical bar
I
academy
think
Chrome
it
dash
must, it has to have, exactly. Baby steps, guys, we're getting there. Upgrading every week, we promise you. I think, though, I would put money on it that there's a way to tell which line you're on. It probably says it at the beginning the way these usually would.
Title is main footer vertical bar semantic HTML.
Okay, guys, we're up and running again.
Slower. Title is main and footer vertical bar.
Oh, my volume on JAWS may have bumped back up too. Actually, no, I think the volume saves. Okay, so we should be good to go again. Let's see, guys. I don't even remember what we were doing. All right, so we need to get back down to our code editor. We just updated the div that had the ID of main to be a main tag so that a main section on our page can be recognized by assistive technology. You can press Q in JAWS to get to the main region, which is cool.
Less.
All right, so
Escape. Virtual.
oh, we were already in there. I think we just hit run code. I'm gonna go back up to our instructions by hitting Shift H.
Code editor heading community full concept group instructions heading level 3.
All right, I'm gonna arrow down.
Checkpoint 1 passed. 1. In the code editor, find the less div ID equals quote main quote greater tag and change it to less main greater.
All right, we did
Stuck.
that.
Get a hint. Checkpoint 2 enabled. 2. Now find the less div ID equals quote footer quote greater tag and change it to less footer greater.
All right, let's go get that footer tag,
Heading level
guys.
3 concept review.
Dorland,
Index.html. Space.
What's up?
what editor do you use? Mad Compost would like to know.
For code?
Yeah.
Notepad.
Notepad. You can use Notepad to code, y'all.
Love me some Notepad. It's wonderful. That's how I learned. It doesn't do anything snazzy or anything like that, but I kind of like that at my level, especially understanding, the tags and liking to
Main
go
and
through
footer
and
vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar.
close myself and everything.
Connect
when
to
I've
Khan
used
Academy. Main region. Code.
Oh, I got logged out or something. All right. But in the push any buttons there, guys. It was just talking over us. But when I've used Replit and it kind of fills in the code as you start, I see how advantageous that is. But right now, I also find it a little unnerving where it's like, oh gosh, what happened? Although I think that's better with Braille too, when I have my Braille display going, because then that appears for me under my fingers. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm still kind of old school with Notepad, but that's okay. We're upgrading. VS Code, here I come.
Less.
And just
Less
for a time check,
HTML
we
greater.
got about 25 more minutes ish that we're gonna go through this, and then we're gonna wrap up a little bit. I have to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna just pop out for like 3 minutes, and you can do your thing, Dorlin.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna go hunt down a div and make it a footer.
All right.
Alrighty,
Here we
guys.
go.
So I will press my say line command to just see where I'm at.
Less HTML greater.
All right, I'm already in my code editor.
Less body greater.
So we're gonna arrow down. I know my footer is gonna be towards the bottom.
Less header greater. Less H1. Less nav. Less all greater. Less lead greater. Less lead greater. Less lead greater. A greater. Less. Less lead greater. Ref equals. Ref equals. Less slash all. Less slash. Less slash. Less main greater.
All right, there's my main closing tag.
Less P greater. This is where the main
Oh, actually, that was my opening main tag. I apologize.
content will go. Is built out. Less slash main greater.
There was our less slash main greater closing tag.
Blank. Less div ID equals quote footer quote greater.
All right, we found our div with the ID of footer. So
Home,
we're
less.
gonna get that changed up to a footer tag, an opening
D.
footer tag.
Div selected. ID select equals quote footer select footer unselected. F O O T E R quote greater.
All right, so I've changed that to just say my footer within my less than and greater than signs.
Less footer greater.
I'm going to start arrowing down so I can find where we need to have a closing footer tag.
Less P greater contact me at +1 200. Less slash P greater. Less slash div greater.
There we go. Let's close this
Home less
footer.
slash D I V greater. F O O T R. Less slash footer greater.
All right, we got that guy changed up,
Blank.
and I'm going to press escape
Escape virtual.
and run this code.
Run button. Enter. Unavailable. Main and footer vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar code academy document. Checkpoint 2 submitting. Checkpoint 2 passed.
All right, it says we passed checkpoint 2. Let's go back down to our instructions, see if there's anything else they need us to know there, because it doesn't seem like we're getting all the alerts we necessarily
Semantic HTML colon main and narrative and instruction main and footer heading level 3. Instructions heading level 3.
All right, I'm going to arrow down from here.
Checkpoint 1 passed. 1. In the code editor stuck. Get a checkpoint 2 passed. 2.
All right.
Now find the less div ID equal heading level 3 concept review.
There's our concept review. So let's see. I'm actually going to go down to the run button again.
Open button. File nav view button. Remove button. Enter button. Run button.
Because I remember last time an alert appeared under here when I had an issue.
To clipboard. Copy button. Workspace left parent all reset button. Code dash status colon code unformatted.
It says my code's unformatted.
Prettify button.
Prettier.
So let's... Yay, prettify!
Enter.
You're back.
Main region. Code editor region. Prettify button. Code dash status colon code unformatted. To activate press enter. Code dash status colon all clean. Main and footer vertical bar.
Pretty clean again. Let's see. We did that. So I think now we just need to hit our next button and try our next one.
Semantic
Yeah, let's,
HTML index.h. Run button.
It says we are on page 3 out of 9. Let's speed run
Copy
through
but
the rest.
reset but view solution
All
but
right,
back
see how
button to
fast we
refresh
can
but
do it.
enter but back but next button next left
right,
parent enter
next,
content info
here we
region
go.
next button next left parent alt plus right parent to activate press enter next left parent escape virtual PC article and section and concept review heading level 3.
Oop, I went too far. One back up.
Instructions at checkpoint 1. In the code find and replace less div ID equals quote section quote greater with less section greater and replace the corresponding closing less slash div greater with a closing less slash section greater.
All right, I think we have our answer. Section is definitely semantic because they're making us change the div to
Note colon
section. So let's get down
index.html
there.
editor contains
E to get
text
to the
base.
editor.
Stop. Let's see if this is going to be an accessibility issue. Currently, under the tools navigation bar, you have a pop-up that says customize your experience, enable code autocomplete, change text sizes, access sharing options, and more using the tools menu. And then there's a button that says got it. So, and it's covering your text editor.
Really?
Your
Escape virtual
Okay. Well, let's see. Let me tab.
Tab.
You're still
Escape.
in the editor.
Skip to content region. Skip
Oh,
to content
no.
same page link. Article and section.
Well, I'm definitely going to need
Same
to
page link
prettify
code
that.
academy.
Let's see. I'm going to press F6 because sometimes that'll take me to another dialogue or window.
F6. Link code academy home. Visited
Does
link my
not.
home.
Okay, let me hit B. There should be a close button here somewhere or a got it
Got it.
button. What was it?
Syllabus. Get unstuck. Open tool. Got it button.
All right,
There
there's
you
a
go.
got it button.
Enter. Article and section vertical bar semantic H.
That sounds like it was maybe a dialogue that should have restricted my focus to it. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, let's get back down to this code editor. We got to find a section.
Index.ht space main region less ht less body less header less h1 less nav less all greater less lead great less lead great less lead great a greater less lead great ref equals quote ref equals
And I'm
less slash all
just
greater
listening for a less div right now.
less slash nav greater less slash header blank less main greater less div id equals quote section quote
There
greater
he is. All right,
home
let's
less
get our section
d
guy.
div id equals quote selected s e c t I o n quote greater
All right, we got section opening. Let's go find our slash div to close.
less h2 greater facts about less p greater dogs have a sense of time.
Yes, they do. All right, sorry, let's
It's
keep
been
going.
proven that it's been proven difference between condition to future events times
Oh my God, I love it, guys. We finally get a
less
page
slash
about
p greater
dogs, and we're in quick mode.
times less slash p greater home less slash p
That's our
less
closing
slash div
P.
greater
There's our div.
home slash d div selected
And we're going to
s e
change
c
this to
t i
section.
n
And then I'm just going to run over it with my fingers, make sure I spelled it right. I'm going to hit escape
escape virtual
and run this
run button
puppy.
enter unavailable article and section vertical bar semantic html vertical
Alrighty. Oh, I just shushed and didn't get my my notification if I passed. But let's get down to our heading level 3 with our
semantic html
instructions.
instructions head checkpoint 1 passed
We passed it.
1 and the code note colon with checkpoint 2 enabled
Checkpoint 2.
2. Now encapsulate the less h2 greater and less p greater tag with less article greater.
Okay, let me read that one more time.
Now encapsulate the less h2 greater and less p greater tag with less article greater.
All right, they want us to enclose H2 and P1 with article.
Stuck. Get a
Let's
hint
go
button
do
collapsed.
this thing. E for editor,
Index.html space
or
main
edit
region
field rather.
less slash p greater times future events such as regular walk.
Let me see. H2.
Top of file less 8 less dot less header greater less 8 less nav less
I
alt
know I
less
need to
lead
get
less lead less lead
into my
a greater
body.
less slash lead great less lead great ref equals less slash blank less main greater less section greater less h2 greater facts about dogs less slash h2 greater
All right, there's my H2 they want me to put in. So let's put an
home less
article tab ahead of this. And this is where that prettifying code is really going to come in handy, I think.
less a r l e
All right, so we put less article
article greater
than. I'm going to hit enter
enter
so that I moved that other line of code down.
less article greater
So I just have my opening article tag on one line, then I've got my H2 underneath that.
less h2 greater facts of less p greater
We're not going to read all the great facts about dogs, but we're just going to find the closing P tag here.
dogs have it's been proven the difference between condition to future event times less slash p less slash section greater
All right, there's our
less slash p greater
end of our paragraph tag. So
less slash section greater
before we end our section
home less
is where we want to have our closing article tag. So
less
slash
a r t
article
l e article greater
than. I'm going to hit enter.
enter less slash article greater
Got my closing article tag on its own line.
less slash section greater
Let's press escape.
run button
Run it and see how it likes
enter unavailable article and section vertical bar semantic html vertical bar code academy document checkpoint 2 submitting checkpoint 2 passed.
All right, it says I passed it. Let's go down to H3, make sure we don't have another checkpoint, although I think it would have told me if I did.
Semantic instructions heading level 3 checkpoint 1 pass 1 and the code note call checkpoint 2 pass 2. Now encapsulate stuck heading level 3 concept
All
review.
right, that's it. So let's go back down to that run button.
Open button, file view but remove but enter button, full run button.
And then underneath this, we know there might be some more information.
So clipboard copy workspace reset button, code dash status colon code unformatted.
So it's still unformatted.
Predify button,
So we're
code dash
gonna
status
make it
enter,
pretty.
main region, code editor region, predify
And
button, code
I
dash
guess
status
it's putting
colon
my
code
tabs in
unformatted
here
to
for
activate
me,
press
which is
enter, code dash
cool.
status colon all clean,
I do
predify
appreciate
button, code
that.
dash status colon code unformatted.
All right, so it's changed that. Now let's go to our next button.
Index.html run button, copy, reset, view solution, back button, refresh button, browse, enter button, back, next button, next left,
All right.
enter,
How are
content
we
info
doing on
region,
time
next
there,
button,
Africa?
next left
And do we have
parent
any
alt plus,
comments?
right there. Escape. Virtual
Let's
PC
see.
147.
Oh, it's 1:47 Eastern time.
The aside Semantic instructions heading level 3.
All right, I'm going to check out instructions for this next one.
Checkpoint 1 enabled. 1. Remove the less div ID equals quote aside quote greater tag and replace it with less aside greater tag. Don't forget about the closing tag.
Let's go get this aside tag. E for edit field.
Index.htm space.
I'm going to start arrowing down until I find the
less
div for
HTML,
aside.
less body, less header, less H1, less nav, less ulg, less league, a greater, less league, ref equal, less slash nav, less slash blank, less main greater, less section greater, less article, less H2 great, less P greater. Dogs have it's been proven that they know difference between our and conditioned future events. Less slash P less slash article less div ID equal less P less div ID equals quote aside quote
There's
greater
our
home less
aside. Okay.
D. Div ID selected equals quote selected A S I D E quote greater.
All right, let's find a closing div and make it a closing aside tag.
Less P greater A stud dogs being varying hours and that dogs who owners the long of affection less slash P great less slash div greater.
All right.
Home less slash D div selected.
And this is
A
our
S I D
aside
E
closing tag. So I've updated that.
Escape
Gonna get out of there and run this
run
code.
button. Enter unavailable. The aside element vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar code academy document. Checkpoint 1 submitting. Checkpoint 1 passed.
Okay. Did you find comments there while I was doing that one?
Yeah, so Liz and Mad Campos are talking about NeoVim versus VS Code. Are you familiar with NeoVim at all?
No.
So NeoVim is like it's a more simplified, I wouldn't say simplified, but it's a little bit more, what's a good way to put it? It's like minimalist compared to VS Code. VS Code has a lot of different extensions. It's just more robust and has a lot going on. They were wondering how NeoVim would work with JAWS, since there's less going on with the UI in NeoVim. And Mad Campbell said, no idea, but I guess it would read the whole screen because it is a terminal window. I think with NeoVim, it's just like you're working in the terminal. I've never really used NeoVim myself. I have friends who use it and they love it for different reasons, but they're all like minimalist coders who are like, NeoVim's the best. So I really don't know.
Sounds like it might be meant for me. I bet it does read kind of the same way this editor is, though. You know, once you're in that terminal, it probably still allows you to read things line by line and stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm thinking we could probably just do a stream on like maybe picking two different editors and seeing how they work. I think there's a lot of curiosity about how VS Code works, because I think most people, I shouldn't say most people, but in general, if you're like a beginner coder or someone in web development, a lot of people are using VS Code because it has most things. Liz said more help with JAWS with VS Code because Florin Xerxes uses VS Code and JAWS. Yeah, we're gonna hit him up and probably have him on the stream since he's a streamer. Mad Compo said, yeah, VS Code also has improved on accessibility side. I keep hearing this over and over again, which is why I want to use it and see how it is with that screen reader. Listen, once I get this PC, this gaming PC, and I put JAWS on it, I'm gonna be undefeatable. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
Liz said,
and I feel like if Xerxes is using VS Code, sorry to interrupt you, I think that like is a pretty good argument for it being accessible and usable. It's just like a matter of learning it for me anyway.
Right. Yeah.
I'm coming.
It's coming. We're gonna set you up real good. Liz said goals, VS Code and NVDA also use voice because reduced typing ability right now. So that's cool if you can also use like different voice assistive technology. NeoVim is old school. Matt said NeoVim is based on Vim, which is a terminal text only editor, which could be less overwhelming for you to use actually. So I think it could be
had
cool
me
to
at text
see.
only.
I know, right? That might be what you end up using just because it's easier, but it's good to know how to use VS Code, especially for the baby coders who are going to be looking up to you.
Yeah,
uh,
dude, I want to be there. I want to be able to learn it myself, to help others be able to learn it. Yeah.
ooh, and a nice tidbit for us because we have so many feelings about Microsoft, but Liz said Microsoft has improved Ally because the head person has a disabled son. So it's actually interesting to know. Keep that in mind.
I heard an interview with the head accessibility person at or part of one at Microsoft, and I was very impressed. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And like for the most part, Microsoft stuff is good. I've got a few little gripes here and there, but
Oh,
overall, I get a thumbs up.
Liz said had he passed away from his disability. Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hmm. All right, let's finish this one up because I think for the most part
We're
we're
almost there.
understanding
What
what's
page am I
happening.
on? Am I
We're
on
on
four or
five out
five,
of
five of
nine.
nine?
Yeah,
All
we
right,
went
guys, let's see
a
where we're
little over
at.
half.
The aside element vertical bar semantic.
Let's get to H3.
Semantic instructions heading left checkpoint 1 pass 1.
Pass
Remove the
that.
stuck heading level 3 concept review
Oh,
stuck.
wait.
Remove the 1. Checkpoint 1 passed. 1. Remove the less div id equals quote aside quote greater tag and stuck. Get a hint heading level 3 concept
Oh, there's
review.
only one thing I have to do on this one. Okie
Nice.
dokies. Get to my
Index.html
editor.
run but copy reset predify button code to enter.
Hit
Main
Purdy.
region code editor region
I wonder
predify
if I could
button
just
code dash
Purdy
status
it up at
colon
the
code
end and
unformatted to
kept doing
activate
this
press
each
enter.
time. I don't know. It's probably best practices to do it each time. Anyway, we got it Purdy. Let's get to our next button.
Index.8 run copy back refresh enter back button next button enter. Next left parent alt plus. Right parent content info region. Please complete all tasks. Escape virtual
Go
P.
back up to
Figure
our
and fit caption
top.
some instructions heading level 3.
Our third one.
Checkpoint 1 enabled. 1. Create an opening and closing less figure greater tag under the closing less slash section greater tag. 1. Create an opening and closing less figure greater tag under the closing less slash section greater tag.
Okay, let's go find our section tag and create an opening slash closing figure tag.
Create an opening and
Alright.
closing less figure
Get in there.
index.html
Let's go
space.
find this closing section. Oh,
End. Less
Robo
ht
King. What's up, Robo? Sorry.
less lead greater
Robo. That is
Had
a
to
Rep equals-
interrupt for
perfectly
that.
fantastic reason to interrupt.
rep
Robo
less
in the
less
house.
slash less blank less
Oh,
main
bye,
less
Mad
less article
Campos.
great less section greater space blank
Hey, good having you here, though.
less
That's
main
awesome.
great less
said-
section greater space less h2 greater facts.
What'd they say?
I have to go, but thank you for the stream, folks. It was super cool. Heart. Just so you know.
Oh, very cool. Good having you here. All right, let me go find this closing section tag.
Less dogs have it's been difference condition future less slash article greater less slash p greater less slash article less aside greater less p greater dogs being varying out that dogs owners belong of affection less slash p greater less slash aside less slash section greater.
All right, there's our closing section
Home,
tag.
less
slash section greater.
less dash create less figure greater tag here dash greater.
Oh, it gave me some instructions. It wants me to put the figure tag here.
Home less exclaim
Can
less
I leave? I'm gonna
exclaim
keep their less there. That's cool.
dash create less figure selected figure unselected f less figure greater space tag here select dash greater selected blank less figure greater
All right.
blank
Got my
less figure greater
opening figure tag.
blank
And now I'm going to put a closing figure tag.
less slash
figure
figure greater less slash blank.
All right, I got them both there. Get out of
Escape
here. Let's
virtual
run this
run
guy.
button enter
See how they like what I
unavailable
did.
figure and fit caption vertical bar semantic html vertical bar code academy document checkpoint 1 submitting checkpoint 2 enabled checkpoint 1 passed.
That was an interesting way to get that alert. All right, so we've passed 1. We're going to 2. H3, we know.
Semantic instructions heading level 3. Checkpoint 1. Create a note. Checkpoint 2 enabled.
All right.
2. Add an image by using the less im greater tag within less figure greater. Use the following URL as the source for the image https://content.codecademy.com/courses/semantic html/dogimage.jpg.
Oh, this one's a little bit more intense than my last one we had to do.
Stuck. Get a hint. Add an image by
All
using
right,
the less
so
im
let's
greater
first
an image by using the less im greater
get this
tag within less
URL.
figure greater use the follow you are as a source for the image https colon slash content period cod academy selected period scom slash courses select slash semantic slash dog image selected
Oh, dog image, I love
period speg select stuck question button speg unselected select G selected blank unselected copied
All
selection to
right, I
clipboard
got our guy. All right, so I know that I'm going to need a refresher course on how to make one of these image tags properly, but I know I've got concept reviews here. So
concept
let's see.
review head want to quickly review some of the link cheat sheet
Oh,
heading level 3 community forum
it's just a cheat sheet there. Let me go up to
concept instructions figure and fig caption heading level 3 5 min with less
Does
aside
anyone
greater
know
we
how to
learned
make
that
an
that is
image
where less fig
tag?
link less fig
It's opening image, but then do I need, how do I put this URL there? Is it an href? Oh, let us know. We're gonna get
index.html editor
started
space
though.
main
I think it's Anchor.
Let's see.
No,
Oh, I
that's for
don't.
links. Hold on.
No,
escape
that's Anchor. I don't even
index.enter
remember where
button
they wanted me to put this anymore. Let me go back up to
no
my
more
H3.
headings at level 3 in this section code editor heading level 2 concept review instructions figure and fig no prior headings at level 3 in this section learn heading level
Image
3 figure and
source.
fig caption 5 min instructions heading level checkpoint 1 create an open checkpoint 2 add an image by using the less im greater tag within less figure greater home an image by using the less im g greater space stuck get a hint
Okay. Well, we got devs in the house.
index.html
Help us do
editor
this.
contains
All right.
text
So, oh, I still didn't
We
figure
got
out
some
where they wanted.
answers.
It was in the
space
figure. It was in the figure.
less
So let me go
less
down to
slash
figure.
aside greater less slash section
Yep.
greater less figure greater less slash figure greater home less enter blank
All right. So I made a new row for
less
myself. I
I M G
got an opening M tag.
And
im
then
greater
SRC.
But
enter
oh, I was just gonna put this
less
closing one real
slash
quick.
I M G im
All
greater
right.
less im greater home I M G greater
All right. So
space
space and then
S R
SRC.
C
Yeah, I don't think you need a closing tag for images. I think you just close it by putting a slash
C
after
R
you put the source. So image and then
Ooh.
source
Okay.
SRC.
Oh.
R R S R greater C
Okay. Equals.
Equals, yeah, and then quotes.
SRC
Oops.
plus equals quote
And then yeah.
quote pasted from clipboard
And then what goes
Okay.
after that?
and black greater quote
Do you remember? Your favorite thing. My
I
favorite
don't.
thing. What does an
greater
image
Oh, we need
need?
alt.
quote greater
Yeah.
I love it. All right.
space A S E
I don't think they
alt equals
gave us what they wanted.
quote
So we can
C U T E Q D O G dog space
It told me it was going to be a dog picture.
And then at the end, to close it, you're just gonna add a forward slash before the greater than
Greater.
less than whatever that. Yeah, greater
Quote.
than sign.
greater
Space.
slash less slash im home less slash select im select greater select blank alt equals quote cute dog quote slash ursa slash alt equals quote cute
Wait,
dog quote slash greater
where'd my IMG go? Did I just delete it?
blank alt equal ursa slash semantic html slash dog home
Oh,
less figure
gotcha.
less slash less figure less im
Okay.
src equals quote
I got it. It was just
https
such a
colon
long
slash
string.
content ursa slash semantic html slash dog image dot spec quote alt equals quote cute dog quote slash greater blank escape
All right.
virtual run button
How
enter unavailable figure and
How'd
fig
chat
caption
do,
vertical
really?
bar semantic html vertical bar code academy document checkpoint 2 submitting checkpoint 3 enabled checkpoint 2 passed
Ooh, we passed, guys. Let's see what checkpoint 3 is.
semantic ht instruction checkpoint 1 create an open checkpoint 2 passed 2 add an image by using the stuck get a hint checkpoint 3 enabled 3 create a less fig caption greater under less im greater and describe the image
Oh, they want a fig caption under this to describe the image. Although I don't know. I guess.
I know. Well, I guess because this is a figure, they're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I've never done that
All right,
actually.
guys.
Robo
We can
said
do
Dorlin
that.
is a web dev. You did it.
Thanks, guys.
Create a less fit
All
caption
right.
greater under less im greater and describe the image. Home
Okay.
R A less fit caption IGCAPTION
All right. Fig
November.
caption under.
Stuck. Create a less fit caption greater under less im greater and describe the image.
All right.
Index.html editor contains text. Space. Less slashes. Less figure greater.
Thank you,
Less
Liz.
im. src equals quote 8 ursa slash alt equals quote blank. Less slash figure greater. Blank.
There we go. Let's put our fig caption here.
Less. IGCATIIT.
Oop. What am I spelling?
APTION.
All right. Oh, well, I'm stuck again. Do I need to
Oh, I
add a
know what
P
this
tag
is.
underneath this?
Say that
I,
again.
I, I'm not sure if I need to add a paragraph tag underneath this for my figure
No,
caption. Do I
because the
just
figure.
put some?
Yeah, you
Go
just put
ahead.
the text in between. Um, I was trying to figure out why it wanted a figure caption. The figure caption is like when you can actually see the text, rather
Right. Yeah,
than,
this will be
yeah,
visible
yeah.
to
So you don't need
everyone.
a
That makes
paragraph
sense.
for it.
All right.
Less fit caption.
But I do need a closing tag, right,
Greater.
Exum?
Greater. N. Greater.
Yes.
Blank. Greater. Blank.
All right.
Enter.
So then we'll say,
C.
I feel like this
U.
should
T. E. Q. T.
probably
O.
hit
G.
match.
Yes, it doesn't matter if
Or,
they match
Dog.
or not.
Cute. Selected. C. U. T.
I
E. Q.
don't
O.
know. I
G.
feel
Dot. E. I.
like
C. T. U. R. E.
picture is maybe appropriate for
Redundant.
a caption. Is it redundant? It's redundant in alt text for sure.
Picture.
I
Selected.
don't know
Blank.
for figure captions. But yeah, all right. So cute dog. Let's keep it the same.
Less fig. Cute dog. Less slash figure greater. Cute dog.
With spots.
N. Space. G. Space. Blank.
Well, now I need to go change the alt text.
Dot. T8 with S. P.
Because I
T.
can't
S.
give that. Well, I guess you are getting that information as an alt text user or as a assistive technology user. This is getting a little more
I know we're in the weeds right now.
better than we needed to. Yeah. All right. But so let me underneath this then make a closing fig caption tag. Is that correct then?
Spots. Enter.
We'll find out.
Less.
Less
Slash
slash
F. G.
fig
C. A. P. T. I. O. N. Fig caption. Greater. Less slash fig caption greater.
All right.
Escape
Let's see how it
virtual run
likes
button.
it.
Enter. Unavailable figure and fig caption vertical bar semantic HTML vertical bar code academy document. Checkpoint 3 submitting. Checkpoint 3 passed.
Woo. Yay, guys. All right. Let's go back down.
Semantic
I
HTML
don't think we
instruction
have a
checkpoint
fig.
1. Create and check 2. Add an imp stuck get checkpoint 3 pass 3. Create a less stuck get heading level 3
All
concept.
right. No more checkpoints. Let's go back down.
Index.ht run
Make
button.
this
Copy
pretty.
but reset predify view solution.
Yep.
Predify but enter. Main region. Code editor
I saw
region.
it actually
Predify
do that
button.
one.
Code dash status colon code unformatted.
Oh,
To
yay.
activate press enter. Code.
All right,
Escape.
cool. Let's see, guys. Our next thing is going to be to get back
Index.html
down.
editor run button. Copy but reset
And
view solution back button. Refresh but enter but back button. Next button. Enter.
all right.
Content info region. Next button.
What are we
Next
on?
left
7
parent
and
alt
9?
plus. Right parent to
Yeah, I
activate
think
press enter.
We're
Next left parent alt
we're
escape
almost there,
virtual
guys.
PC cursor.
We're
Audio
almost
and
there.
app semantic
want to do the whole
instructions
thing?
heading left.
Oh, I thought that's what you wanted me to try and speed through. I'm cool stopping whenever. I think we've been hitting on some good semantic elements.
Checkpoint 1 enabled.
What is our first checkpoint here?
1. In the code editor, create an less audio greater tag with the attribute controls directly under the commented line.
Ooh, yeah, this is going to get a little bit more in the weeds. We haven't done any audio tags yet, but I mean, I think we've done a pretty good run through for people to see just how Codecademy is structured. We found a couple of little buggies, and I don't think we need to continue going on if we've reached our time. I'm up for whatever. I don't know if we have. Comments,
I
questions, concerns.
Yeah, hit us with the comments. Uh there are about there's a few of us left in here. Um do you guys have any questions? We're going to just pause for a second and get a room check. What I'm thinking could be cool, cuz I really like this, is if we do like one of these for the each stream, just have like a little section where we're like, all right, let's just do one of these pages, because you have 7, 8, and 9 left, and for the next couple we can probably just do one page. It'll be kind of cool to get the screen reader out
Yeah,
and do these. I really like how they're structured, and
I
I
like
do
that.
want to finish it. I don't want to overload everyone
Yeah,
though.
let's not rush through it. I think this is a good stopping point, because with the exception of the image tag, and the figure caption, everything else that we've gone through up until this point with Codecademy were really part one of HTML that we went over with talking
Hmm.
about regions and headings. Um, and it looks like we're going to be getting into, some buttons and some links here in a bit as well, I would think. So I
Yeah.
think that's a good idea. Let's pause here in Codecademy or just, for today, we'll stop here for the stream, but we'll pause here essentially and pick this back up. I guess Thursday's our next stream, and we'll go through this one lesson at least, and if it feels right, do another, but I think we're good here.
Okay.
What does that
Um,
say?
Robo asked a really cool question, which I know you have a really good answer for. Hold on, let me get us back to our home screen and line us up real quick. Boom, there you go. Um, Robo asks, JAWS primarily interacts or reads HTML tags.
I guess so. Kind of. I mean, that is what it's doing in any kind of, web or application base where it's got that HTML. It's essentially reading through all of that and corresponding all those sections. It can also, it is able to pick up the ARIA roles and stuff and read those as well. I don't know. Maybe
So
I'm not answering that
So
or
what
understanding
assistive
that question.
technology does, well, not what assistive technology does, but what happens when, uh, pretty much what happens is, uh, assistive technology is reading something called an accessibility tree, which is coming from HTML. So it's taking the HTML and reading the semantic tags like button and H1 and all those other things, and putting them in a chronological one one column line that reads
They,
it. Am I saying it wrong?
No, I was just going to say they call it in JAWS, at least they call it a virtual column, and you do think you've got just one column, so everything's organized in that one column, and it's going to go element by element according to your HTML, according to the DOM. It's like related to the DOM on that as well.
Right. So it's according to Dom. I can actually show you really quickly what that looks like. Right now, where the stream, what we wanted to go over, we went over it. So this is for everyone hanging out with us who wants to learn a little bit more. Since today's Sunday and we both have a little extra time, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all something that we've already done in past streams, which is just how exactly to use the inspect tool to look at the accessibility tree. Um, and I'm going to pick a
Okay.
page. Let's pick, I usually just use one of my projects, which is Your Stretch Break. And let me go to my share screen. And then I'm going to read some of these comments. All right, so here's your
Okay.
stretch break. It's also been a while since I've done this, so don't come for me, okay? All right, so here's the inspect tool. All I did is right click and then I put inspect. Most of y'all are pretty familiar with that. So then I'm going to come here. I'm going to go over to also this is
Real
slightly
quick,
different than
if
what I'm
you
used.
don't want to right click, you can, obviously pull up your context menu with Shift F10 or hit your applications key. Keeping it keyboard accessible over here. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Okay. So now you're going to wait a second while I remember where this is because this looks a lot different than what I usually am trying to look for. All right, maybe it's no, these are event listeners. Accessibility. Let's see if I can. Damn, I forgot where I go. But there is something in here that is specific to. And I'm looking. Africa, can you increase the font by 200? Of course.
And we did go over, which was this the first stream in this new series that we went over the accessibility tree in a little more
Yeah.
depth?
Yep. But now it looks different. I don't know if has been an update to this or not, but
Always.
now I'm just like, where is everything? Because I actually cannot find it right now.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe it's in Chrome. Oh gosh, I'm actually not in Chrome, and that's why it looks like this. I'm like, what the hell is this? Excuse my French. Okay,
Where are you messing?
I'm using GoGo Duck
You over in Safari?
because
Oh,
yeah. All right,
epic though.
let me open up Chrome real quick. Yeah, it's y'all are right. Close this window and use Chrome. Then I'm gonna have to kind of change this so that you can actually see it. Properties, application, and then we're gonna go to Google Chrome, and that should pop me up into it. There we go. All right. Ignore how many stuff I have open. Your stretch break. Let me just delete these. I'm looking up camping spots. That's what's popping up. Error. Oh no, Cyclish. That's why. So Cyclic is what I used to host my website, and they're closing. So yeah. All right. We're right clicking. We're going to inspect. And if I can't find it here, then I'm just trash, I guess. But let's go to
Nah, we'll
accessibility.
review it next time.
Knew it. All right, so we're gonna make this bigger so that everyone can see. We're gonna put it to 200. Oh no, it doesn't make this bigger though. Is there a way? Sorry, y'all. It doesn't make this over here bigger, but I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm clicking on these arrows on the side, and I'm putting accessibility, and it shows you the accessibility tree. I'm gonna just make maybe if I make
2:16 p.m.
Oop, sorry. I forgot. Am I still sharing my sound? Am I still sharing?
probably.
Sorry if
Oh
everyone
yeah,
just got in and out.
you can stop sharing your screen too if you want to.
Okay, that's gonna get noisy for a minute, everyone. 1 second.
All right, I'll let you do your thing.
Alt tab. Add Africa. Alt tab. Audio. Alt shift tab. Add Africa. Kenya. Escape. Message Africa. Kenya. Add pop-up. Escape. Virtual PC cursor. Sensitive button. Open sticker. Open sticker. Select emoji. Wrapping the top. Close button. Maximize button. Minimize button. Finder started on create. Left stop streaming button.
Okay, so as you can see, here's our accessibility tree. Let's put enable full page accessibility tree. And I wonder if I can pull. It's interesting. So basically it's going section by section because this is my section. It's telling you that there's a header right here, that there's static text. I think I can make it bigger this way. Yeah. That there's an image, and then it has women at desk with laptop through bubble with caption time for break. And then I have some line breakers. But yeah, this is pretty much what it's parsing through the HTML that's on here. If it's that's interesting for y'all to look at. I like looking at it because it tells me what the screen reader is going to read when it goes through my page. But yeah, that's it. right. Any other questions? Let me see if I missed anybody so I can read
Ooh,
it for COD
tell you
Academy.
what, trying to open the source code on Codecademy really makes Jaws unhappy or
Oh,
something
it is
unhappy. Let
so
me stop
heavy.
that. Yeah, I don't know. Normally, I mean, it should just be a text. They shouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know what's happening there, but I. One of these days, Jaws will come back to me. I can whip out Microsoft Daniel.
Liz asks, where are you thinking of switching your hosting Africa? Netlify, Vercel. Xerciax is here. We actually were talking about you,
Hey.
Xerciax, a bunch, and we gave you a shout out for helping us out with Discord and the stream. That's why we're right here, actually being able to talk. What's up?
Appreciate you.
If you're still with us, everyone, stop what you're doing. Click on Xerciax's name. I don't know. Can you do that? No, probably not. But Xerciax, you should put your stream link down. Ooh,
His stream link is in the Slack currently as well.
it's there too. Yep.
So go get it.
Rutro, how do I move this out the way? But yeah, Xercias, where we pretty much did a whole demo using Code Academy. We did some code with the screen reader. We were also talking about, oh, since you're here, can you tell us? This is the question we had that we couldn't answer because we're not, Dorland's not using VS Code yet. You know how each line of code has a number, so you know what line to go to if someone's like, hey, line two, something's messed up, or add something to line two. That those line numbers don't work when you're using Code Academy, but they do. We were assuming that they would work in VS Code. So when you're using a screen reader with VS Code, does it tell you what line you're on? And then XerxEx put their Twitch stream. It's twitch.tv/ZERSIAX. They said I do blind gaming stuff there. I also made twitch.tv/IC underscore null that will have hacking
Yes.
slash programming stuff.
Very cool. All right, I have a question. Pause. Is it I like the letter ISEE underscore null, or is it like EYESEE null?
It's the letter I and the letter C as in cat.
Okay. Oh, all right. I see null. Well done, Xerxes. I like it. We will follow.
Yeah, so do you get the numbers on VS Code? They said in VS Code, you hit Control plus G, go to line in order to get what line you're on. It will tell you what line you're on. Ah, I wonder if
Yeah.
that works
Okay.
in the other one too. So you just kind of have to know that one.
I doubt it.
Interesting.
Maybe. I could see. That's interesting. That's how I figure out like what page I am in like Adobe or whatever. I hit go to and it'll tell me where I'm at. Be nice to
They
have.
said it's also in the status bar, I believe, but that's a tad trickier to see with the screen reader. Okay.
Makes sense.
Also, NeoVim versus VS Code for a screen reader. Xerxes have used NeoVim, and how did you like it? Do you think it would be easier to use than VS Code? I shouldn't say easier, more simple to use. Uh, Liz asks, Z, is there a VS Code and JAWS cheat sheet? That's a good question.
Ooh, I would like
Oh,
get my
wow.
fingers on
Okay.
that.
Xerxes said, simple answer, NeoVim doesn't work at all. Smiley face.
Oh, womp womp.
Africa, you might be able to type / shout out Xerxes in chat, which will post a link to a Twitch streamer's channel. Not sure if you need to enable that capability. I'm just going to try it now to see if it works.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Nice. Now I know. That's awesome. Perfecto. All right, can I move this thing out the way so I can see my
All
chat?
right.
Okay, let me go back to my PowerPoint and see if there was anything we glossed over for time.
Okay.
But
And
otherwise, we're
I'm
kind
getting
of
short on
okay.
time
Okay,
personally. So I
yeah,
don't have
we
much
got.
left.
It's 2:23. We're gonna head out at in 7 minutes at 2:30. Let's do it that way.
Perfect.
But for now, we're hanging out. You want to ask some questions? Please feel free. You want to make some suggestions for the group? You want to tell us about something you're doing? You want to plug your stuff or whatever? Now is a great time to do that, especially for suggestions for the group. We love hearing suggestions. Oh,
Hmm.
I forgot. Liz asked, what was I thinking of switching my hosting to? Netlify does not support full stack web applications, so I can't use Netlify. Vercel made me mad, as did Railway, because I suck at coding and it kept giving me error messages and I did not find it easy to use. However, what I'm gonna be doing for the next like not this week or the next week because I'll be traveling, but when I get back, I'm gonna look at Railway versus Verso because they both have free tiers and I'm gonna be kind of looking at which ones are better or easier to use. I might do a write up on it as well. Xerxes said, as for a JAWS or NVDA cheat sheet for VS Code, not really. It's kind of a thing you have to figure out as you go. That is not surprising. Eh.
Well,
Uh,
that's okay. I'm gonna figure it out as I go, and we'll help others do it easier the next time around. It's a goal.
yup. Robodom asks, is Heroku an option? I think Heroku got rid of their free tier, which is why 100 devs, we used to use Heroku when we, like, for anybody who does 100 devs, that was our official web hoster, but then it wasn't free anymore, so we all stopped using it. Uh, I've paid for hosting before, but I don't want to pay for hosting for a website that is just a pet project, personally. Liz is gonna wants to plug something. Two things. Every Wednesday, I have uh, Web Accessibility Wednesday on LinkedIn. Yes, Liz does do a Web Accessibility Wednesday on LinkedIn, and it's brilliant because it gives you a bunch of resources. If you follow me on LinkedIn, I always try to repost them. So if you follow me, follow Liz once you see that reposted. Xerxes said, happy to hop on with you and help out Dorland. Yes, we, Xerxes, when I say we will
Yay!
definitely be asking you for sure. We got to gear ourselves up for it. We also would love to have you on. We're just trying to figure out like what that's going to look like. But yeah, and after these weird 2 weeks are up and I'm back, we're going to have a whole lot of new things coming out of the pipeline for everyone as far as free resources and streams. So we're pretty excited, but yeah. Robo said Liz posts a lot of helpful content on LinkedIn. Yes, Liz is kind of the GOAT when it comes to posting resources. So we're very, very excited about that. Uh,
Hmm.
Liz also said that May is Ether Daniels syndrome month, which is, I didn't know that. She's typing with one
Yeah.
hand.
Oh my goodness.
So she'll be doing 5 times a week LinkedIn posts for EDS month geared to Allie. So why devs should care about people with EDS. Xerxes said Heroku's free tier is gone. Yeah, there's a couple project specific things like Meteor JS hosting thing, but I don't know how well that would work for a non-Meteor app. Yeah, I'm doing my research. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Hosting is weird and I'm tired of trying to figure it out because all these hosting companies, they reel you in with the free stuff and then they're like, just kidding, you got to pay now. And I feel them because make your money, honey. But for people who are just making like fun apps for fun who don't want to pay to $100 a month to host it, where are y'all? We're trying to use you. Uh,
Mhm.
Liz has posted. I'm guessing this is your LinkedIn link. So follow Liz on LinkedIn. All right. So next week, Next week is going to be great, y'all, because we're going to have Graham on, and Graham's going to teach us all about Aria, which is exciting. Because I want to learn more about
Yes.
Aria myself. It's been one of those things I've been
Mhm.
really trying to do, and they're going to be are they our first guests for this series? We haven't had any guests yet. I just
Yeah,
realized
for
that.
the yep. Yay. That'll
Yep,
be
first
cool. I'm
guest.
looking forward to it
Hopefully,
too.
the one after that will be Rachel when I reach out to them on Monday. All right. Any
Yep.
last things y'all want to say before we hop on out of here? Xerxes said Aria summary, don't use unless you have to. Yes. What's the first rule of Aria? Don't use Aria. Okay. Robodom said, appreciate the Sunday streams. We're probably, I actually, I'm not going to lie. I like streaming on Sunday because I am fresh. I'm not tired, and I could definitely go longer than we did today. But I knew that we were only going to go 2 hours. So I wanted to make sure. Oh, Sophie shows. Hey, Sophie. Sophie said, hi, everyone. Emma said, thanks for a great stream. Was good to be able to join in. Yes, we love it when you're here, Emma, because we need you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We
so next
appreciate
week
your
is
help
going to be
today.
fun. We're excited. We're going to have someone on who knows their stuff, who's hilarious, who is a king roaster. We love that. Um, yeah,
It's gonna be good.
it's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was fun. We're going to talk amongst ourselves about more streams on Sunday. Sunday streams, I'm guessing, are probably going to be more of our chill makeup streams. I don't know. We don't know. We're going to tell you at some point. But for now, thanks for hanging out. This will be up on YouTube for a rewatch for anybody who wants to rewatch it. But yeah, we'll see you on Thursday of next week at 4 p.m. EST.
Which will be May 2nd,
May
right?
2nd. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thursday, May 2nd, 4 p.m. EST.
Yep.
I think. Sounds good.
All right, friends. We out.
Yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays.
Yeah. Tanya said, thanks so much for doing this. And Sophie said, oh, they got on late. Yeah, it's okay. You can watch it on YouTube afterwards. It's all good. Robo said, take care, everyone. Sophie's Choice said, thanks so much and see you again. Emma said, bye. Alrighty, friends. See you later, alligator.
Bye.